Hey listeners, Forever DM Sean here, just dropping in before the episode for a few quick updates. First off, we officially have a Discord. You can find the link in the show notes no matter what platform you're listening on, and we'd love to have you join the community, hang out, share theories, or just chat. Come say hi. Second, you may also notice a tab called Patreon in the Discord. We're in the process of building out a Patreon to support the show and give you even more of the content that you want. And as you know, creating quality content and podcasts takes time, effort, and of course, unfortunately, money. So if there's any rewards or bonus content you'd love to see, please let us know. Your input will shape what we build in the future. A quick note about this episode, there is a tiny bit of a retcon at the start, nothing major. It all ends up right where episode 5 left off. It's just a result of us taking a little bit of time off between recordings, and we promise that we're not gaslighting you and you're not losing your mind. There's just a little bit of a retcon. And finally, don't forget to rate, follow, and share the podcast. It helps us more than you know. All right, that's it for me. On with the show. All right, welcome back to ValorBound Podcast. Say hello, Intrepid Adventurers.
Hello, Intrepid Adventurers.
We're ripping that off of that other show with that other ginger DM.
Love that guy.
Love that guy. Come on the show, Brendan Lee Mulligan. This is a direct call.
Please, we're begging you.
It has been quite a few weeks in real life. It has been no time in the game. To round out what happened last session, maybe listen to last session / watch last session. Or we'll just tell you really quick. They made it to Riverrun, the capital, one of the capital cities of Kalos. They met the mayor. They delivered bad news. There was a lot of character growth. A lot of cool stuff happened. There you go. You're caught up.
If you're starting on this episode, bad choice.
Yeah,
I want to kill the mayor.
Okay, well, whoa, we'll get there, maybe.
It's important for story.
I think I said that last time,
You
too.
definitely did. We are all familiar with Lim and Storm's feelings on the mayor.
They saw that wall of hands.
Sorry, Licks and Storms. Oh my god.
I mean, Lim's probably not far off either.
I mean, Storm also shares the feeling.
I did this for so long. Like, I did this for the first 3 episodes, and I finally got over it, and now we're back. We're right back to it.
I'm just going to write it on my forehead.
Please do. I think I still have your name tag in the box, or under the box.
Let's go.
Got to name tag my friends.
We only have your name tag.
I'm keeping it in case the shit ever blows up, so I can
Only
sell
us.
it. And
Yeah.
So, well, yeah,
The
fan
rest of
favorites,
us are
obviously.
That's huge.
Anyways, welcome back. Let's just jump right in. So we'll take it from when we left off. The night was pretty. You were pretty well into the night. There was a lot of partying going on. You were at the Convergence Inn on the rooftop. You would just talk to the mayor, and the mayor had just told you cannot leave Riverrun for at least a week. In a week's time, we will be going to the meeting with all the other. I forgot. There's like a place, and it has a name, and I'm blanking on it. But you're going to that place, and you're going to meet with all the other leaders of the cities, and I need you to tell this story to them because they will not believe just me. That's what the mayor told you guys. And so for the time being, you are required to stay within the confines of Riverrun, and then you will accompany me to the meeting. He walked away, closed the door down. He walked back into the Convergence, walked into the inn. Door closes. As the door closes, you heard Riverrun! You know, the song fading out. And it is now quiet on top of this rooftop of this inn. The river is flowing next to you. Beautiful dyad river flowing into itself. And you guys are on this roof. You notice that you are down a person right now. Eon did not accompany you to the roof. They are in the building, as far as you know. And the 4 of you are on top of the roof. What would you like to do?
Did anybody hear the mayor say anything about room and board or food or...
Nah, he just said stay.
Cool.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest of you, but as much as I am happy to go to this meeting, I think it'd be best to have a escape plan if it becomes required. Still don't have the most trust for someone who cuts the hands off of this many people.
Doesn't seem an expert negotiator. I'll give you that.
I'd have to agree.
What do you suggest?
Well,
I've seen a lot of people cut hands off. I mean, compared to some people that cut hands off, he's not the worst person to
But
cut
he also,
hands off, you know?
displays all of them on a wall in front of his home.
Yeah, at least he doesn't slap you with the hand.
Well, let's keep in mind then that we're dealing with the nicest man who nails hands to the wall outside of his home.
Exactly.
Yes, that will be
That makes sense to me.
our lens moving forward. Thank you, Ron Huron, for that perspective.
As far as people who cut hands off go.
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Well, I am not the most sneaky amongst our company. I have not had to sneak away from many places, thankfully. But I just wanted to bring that up. It seems like we're going to spend some time here, so assumably we'll have some time to look around and see what we can find.
Ron Huron is still pretty drunk. He's like, I can stealth. He like crouches behind a chair.
Make a stealth check. No, make an acrobatics check. Or
Both.
yeah, one or the other. Stealth
Get
or
checked.
acrobatics.
It's a 10 and 5 in my iPad. Oh, it's upstairs.
I think you have like a.
I have a acrobatics. That's +4.
Okay, so 14. Yeah. Surprisingly, like nimble and stealthy, he like crouches down and like hobbles behind a table that is much too short for him. You can see him over the top, but like it was pretty like slick. Like it was like right behind. And then he just reaches up and there's like a mug on top and he grabs the mug. Puts it back.
Yep. I didn't see him. No, not at all.
I'm impressed, honestly.
I'm impressed, but he wasn't.
It's a good start. It's a good start. It's a
Hard
good
to
start.
sneak directly in front of a group of people.
You're not there.
Get out of here.
Unless Eon has decided to come up here.
Was Eon told to come up there?
No, but
Then no.
Real.
Almost like you're all thinking of Eon down below. You start to hear another a fight break out, almost some rough housing, and then you're ready for another one.
I was just say Eon probably is not aware you can get on top of roofs. So
That's-
being my character, wow.
Oh no, eating the money.
Tasty snack.
Lix, I'm sure you and I are of the same mind about this very black and white thinking about crime and punishment.
Yes, yes.
Usually does not come from a place of understanding. I think it's best that we figure out who we're dealing with before we end up isolated with him and who knows how many guards on our way to a place none of us have ever been.
I agree.
Not that you need my permission, but I advise you to be as creative as possible moving forward.
I'll look around, see what I can find out.
I want to say that Ron Huron is still behind the table. At this point, the door to the roof breaks open with almost like someone had been trying to open it slowly, but then like halfway through, like fell and it breaks open. And Burnham, the dwarf owner of the Convergence, breaks through drunkenly, holding a bottle. He's like, "You, I'm looking for you." My brother's dead!
How can he steer me?
He goes, I was wondering where you guys went. Like, what time is it? He like looks up at the moon. Oh wow, where are you guys sleeping?
The mayor said we can stay here and party all week, and he said it's free.
Make a deception check with advantage because you have a really good relationship with this guy.
I thought you already got a set of rooms from him for the night at least.
Well, Ron Huron got a room, but not the rest of us, right?
I don't know if Ron Huron negotiated for all of us or not.
Well, he's
Yeah.
negotiating now.
Now we're figuring it out.
18 plus
Math?
deception, I think, is pretty low.
You're good. 18 beat him.
I would imagine your
completely.
charisma score isn't that high.
Yeah. Your 18 still beat, even if it -5,
Is that
it would still beat him. So
drunk disadvantage?
he goes. I'm sure he told me that, but I'm grieving. So I believe you. Rooms all around. He pulls out keys. He doesn't count the keys. He just hands you. Where's my dice? Hold on. He just hands you
What should be like 1?
7 sets of keys.
Nice.
Close.
And he goes, all right, I'm going to go grieve a little more if you need me. you know where to find me. He points at Ronarog, and he like touches your head, your bald head. He like ruffles it like you have hair, but you don't.
The skin just kind of wrinkles back and forth.
He's petting you.
and he grabs your drink that you were drinking out the table, and he walks back downstairs. And well, there you go. You guys have rooms for it sounds like a week.
Well,
Sounds good to
I'll
me.
take the extra
Wait,
keys
like-
and return them in the morning.
Did you say that?
Yes, I'll take the extra keys and return them in the morning.
Very
good to-
lawful good of you. Wow.
Probably be good to check on him in the morning as well.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Don't think
so
there's
I
anything
got
else to
rooms
do tonight.
covered. Then someone gets on food.
You do know that there is a kitchen downstairs. Generally, you could just get your food in the morning. If you have it's room and board, usually it's not one or the other. It's not all a
continental
situation.
breakfast,
Oh, sweet. Well,
pancakes.
Got a waffle maker.
like continental Riverrun needs more than a muffin in the morning.
Well, that being said, like you can also choose to go elsewhere for food, but the necessities will be provided.
Nobody's going hungry.
Yeah, no one's going hungry in Riverrun.
Right.
They go hungry in Riverrun.
It's hard to go hungry without hands.
Well,
Nope.
Idle hands of the devils or whatever. I don't know. I don't know the quote. But yeah, so that's. Let me know what you guys want to do from here. You got your rooms covered. The night is yours. You have your instructions that you'll be here for at least a week.
well, I can't think of any more planning to do tonight. But we should definitely start in the morning.
Maybe tell Eon.
What do you
Maybe
want
inform
Oh.
our.
Did I just hear a whisper on the wind?
Follow the podcast on all social.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Give us money via Patreon. That's not set up
Maybe
yet.
the ASMR sounds.
I
That's my fucking job.
I'm assuming by the time this is up, we'll have the Patreon up, but it's cool.
That wind is really fucking going, guys.
Yo, it's crazy. Maybe we should get inside. The weather's getting kind of crazy.
No, but it is very nice. And like I said, in the background, you hear the river rushing. You see some dock workers still working a little bit late on the dock, unloading some stuff. It's just overall a very nice night. It's peaceful. The city has its what you would assume is its usual hustle and bustle of late night activities. There's not a lot of shops open. The shops that are open are probably not doing anything too mischievous, but there's people, doing their inventory. You can see them in their windows. There's people, throwing shit off ships. The river's flowing. It's a beautiful night.
Definitely no thieves.
I heard shit.
No
Definitely
thieves in
no
Riverrun.
thieves.
You got it.
I heard you say shit. People.
Shall I say?
They're shit people.
Like, hell
They
yeah.
probably don't have a great sewer system. So.
I don't know. I didn't
They
design
might.
that. They have a great sewer system.
I really thoroughly thought out
sewer people?
system.
Fucking yeah. This is the worst part about being a DM, guys, because now I gotta make a sewer system.
So we
Got
can
it.
explore it.
Yeah. But that's where you're at. So,
Well, yeah. I'm going to go back downstairs and at the very least I can grab Eon and bring them back up here. So I will go downstairs and attempt to find Eon.
Right.
How hard to find Eon is Eon?
I mean, they glow, right?
They're mostly covered up. But they're in a crowd. I'm locating Eon to bring Eon upstairs to fill Eon in.
It seems like the bar got more crowded while you were upstairs. Seems like the night crew is clearly well loving this place. Seems like they come here a lot and it's very packed. So give me a perception check to see if you can find Eon.
Well, 10.
10. It is very crowded in here. You're pushing through people. And how tall is Kara?
Like 5'3".
Yes, this is a halfling, a very halfling dwarf fey creature heavy town. So like you're pretty tall for most of it, but you are having a hard time finding Eon just by the sheer number of bodies that are in the area. Where are you in this bar right now?
Definitely dancing a little too much somewhere. Wherever the floor is danceable.
Where's
Did you
Terrell?
make your way to
On the dance floor.
You definitely eventually break through a couple dwarfs that are in the middle of a dice game. You accidentally walk right through the dice game, and they accidentally hit your boot with one of the dices, and you hear them talking about how that was a foul. No, it wasn't, and they get in a fist fight behind you as you walk through. But you do catch Eon clearly panicking at the disco on the floor, going way too hard. Moves not making sense, limbs flailing, but it's how graceful would you say this is, Eon? Hey, give me a performance check.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Don't ask me. Ask the dice.
Ask the dice.
Performance check.
Okay, so whenever I make a performance check to dance, I'm proficient and add double my proficiency bonus to the check.
Nice.
So
You have proficiency in dance?
I've
Yes.
yeah.
It's a racial ability for her, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fuck it. Neat.
It's really
Fucking
stupid, but I like
Guardians
I like
of the
when it's
Galaxy
fun.
1 dance battle.
Could come in handy. You never know.
That
It
is
looks
an
like it's happening.
unnatural 20.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm
So when you
grooving.
first perceive Eon, you're thinking, wow, that looks like a mess of limbs and movement and blur. But when you stop for a second and truly just take a moment where you're not like mission focused, you're like, I gotta grab them and bring them back upstairs, and you actually perceive them and like look at them, you're like, wow, that is otherworldly. It is like beautiful. They're like captivating. Like you are awestruck in this moment. And you notice that other people in the area are also starting to take notice of the dance and are like trying to like copy the moves a little bit, but not really understanding the fluidity of it.
Do Eon's limbs move like mortal being limbs, or do your joints just kind of joint however they want?
You know, it's too smooth. You'd feel like there'd be more of a joints in the way.
So they can move in ways that normal beings cannot.
Maybe just the glow is creating some more of a ethereal feeling, you know? A little bit of wispies.
Somebody going real hard with
done
some glow
drugs.
sticks.
That's what you see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Kara's just gonna watch for a little bit entranced, and then have to shake herself out of it, remembering that her companions are waiting on the roof. And
Just then you hear running down the stairs.
Does that actually happen?
Yeah, Riverrun still playing. That's my song. Riverrun, yeah, my shit.
Someone better make this into an actual song. So yeah, down the stairs comes a fucking Goliath, skipping 2 stairs at a time. The crowd parts. They're not even trying to meet his way. You catch Eon dancing smoothly.
Yeah.
You also perceive what Kara perceives.
Run her on. I mean, all Goliaths are really white, so he has no idea how to dance. I'm just saying, they are chronologically just so fucking white, and I just believe they can't fucking dance.
This is what's gonna get us canceled.
Yep.
Not the whole elves being racist thing. Ron being white and not knowing how to dance.
Yeah, he's too white to know how to dance. Like, he just don't understand.
Most of his rations are crackers.
Oh my god. Okay. So you can have inspiration for that. That's beautiful. All right. Yeah, you two are downstairs. What are you two doing?
I am also gonna go downstairs.
Stealthily or regularly?
Regularly. I'm gonna try to try to blend into the crowd as much as possible though.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna get a drink and then sit somewhere and just kind of try to listen in on people's conversations.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Just to see how well you blend.
First roll of the new dice.
Ooh. If you talk about it, you can tax write off it. At least, well,
So
I can.
I spent $100 on these dice.
If I were to buy them, I could have written them off.
That is a.
I mean, I did buy them. Now that I wrote them off.
That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? It's effortless. You look like you've been here your whole life. What do you order at the bar? What kind of drink?
Just like a beer.
Cool, you get the local beer, which has a name. I have it somewhere.
brewed with the green dragon in it.
No, it's got its own. Don't you say that? We talked about what the brewery was called last time. I think it was the Two Rivers Brewery.
Yeah.
I was making a Lord of the Rings joke.
No Lord of the Rings jokes. They'll sue us. I don't remember what it's
We
called.
can't afford Lord of the Rings jokes. Next, start singing a Beatles song, Levi.
Fucking A.
We all
Wait, when do the Beatles songs go into?
public
Creative
domain.
Commons. I remember what it's called. But you get a beer from the Two Rivers Brewery, which is right down the road, and it's a nice frothy ale.
Hell yeah, brother.
Anything but an IPA.
Anything but an IPA. Riverrun does not accept IPAs.
So now my
Double
favorite,
crimes.
No IPA.
one of my favorite TikTok accounts is like the person from Minnesota who hates
Keeps
IPAs.
drinking
Yeah,
them.
goes and rates all of them, and it's like, God, that tasted like fucking vomit.
They always think that. I've never
Yeah.
had a good IPA. What's worse? Okay, this is like a quick story. What's worse is one of my relatives is I'm not gonna say who it is very into IPAs, and every time I see them, they hand me one and try to talk to me about it, and I have to fake that it's okay every time because I know their egos really like shout like it's very low, and if I were to be like this is fucking disgusting, they would be like, oh.
You can't hurt their feelings.
Yeah. All right, so that's you get an IPA, you blend in, and you're listening for conversations. Anything in particular you're listening to? Or just listening.
I think just kind of listening, just like any maybe like useful information, anything about the town, anything suspicious.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Cool.
I heard this thing about John Jacob being the.
Did you know that his name was my name
We're
too?
never gonna see. Why even have a dice tray?
13.
13. You start to hear little spats about just going-ons in the town. Just like, oh, did you hear such and such is cheating on his wife with such and such? Did you hear that Barry Minster got caught stealing a loaf of bread and now only has one hand? Like very classic rumor mill. I don't know if you've ever been to a bar in a small town.
Yeah.
But it's very rumor milled. Nothing substantial.
Okay.
Just a lot of rumors. What are you doing, Lim?
I want to do what I was doing during the day and just sort of lounge on the roof and see what sort of going-ons there are in the night. Like, I want to see if there are messengers flying around or if anybody looks like they're doing any dealing. Not looking for anything in particular, just,
Okay, yeah. I assume that this is going to be like a time-lapse thing because it sounds like you'll probably be up there for a little bit.
I'll spend an hour or two. Like, once things start to die down, I want to get sleep too.
Yeah. Give me we'll start with one check and we'll go from there. So give me like a perception check for the first how X amount of time, and we'll go from there.
Okay. 14.
Okay. You notice that. I mean, I feel like you're looking around and you're like, it's really odd that there's rivers flowing into each other. Like, that's really kind of like a Feywild. Like, you don't see that outside. Like, it feels very magical. You're like, that's weird. I don't really see that in the Mortar Realm. And you're like looking at that, and you kind of look over, and you see people, because you're looking at that, the bridge across the river. You see like people like darting across it really fast into the cornfield, and then making their way through the cornfields. Like you can kind of see them like creeping through, and you're like, it's kind of late for farm work. That's weird. And you see them all going to the same house in the distance. So you can peg that house, and that's what you see on your first couple X amount of time being there.
Word choice.
You can peg that.
Not everything is sexual, you fucking freaks.
It's Levi's mom.
You said
We
it.
looked at each other.
He's starting
I-
and I knew.
I feel
even
like
look.
this is something I should investigate, but it's something I don't want to investigate alone, and I think it takes a lighter touch. So I am going to make my way downstairs, just, normal stairway. I'm not going to fly down, and make contact with the light touch in the party.
Gotta say it for the camera.
Licks.
That
I'm
one.
gonna go find Licks
Alright.
and see what he's doing, confer, see what's going on down there.
You slink into the booth across from Lix.
Going.
Lix is a drink and a half down. One flagon is on the side. You're on your next one. You look comfortable. You're having a great time.
Yeah.
You don't like buzz. You're just having a good
Yeah,
time.
I'm definitely not trying to get drunk at all.
You
but-
do also turn around and you see Eon and Ron Harag like going hard on the dance floor. Like Ron Harag's trying to copy the moves of Eon and has already like accidentally broken like 4 chairs doing it.
Cannot dance.
That's what you see when you get down there.
Okay.
He knocked out one person. Kara's putting that person in a chair.
Yeah, Kara's doing the medic thing. Making sure we don't get sued.
Okay. I'm going to. Are you at the bar or at a table?
I'm at like a table.
You're at a table? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to land on the table and go, I saw, and then I'm going to stick my head inside your mug and drink out of it. I saw something strange.
What did you see?
There was a shape. I didn't see who or what, but something's running around in the fields out there.
Interesting.
It doesn't seem like playtime. There's not a lot of children out. It's late for farm work.
Yeah.
Somebody's doing something they don't want to be seen doing. And I thought there was no crime here.
How peculiar. Perhaps we should go check it out.
Mm-hmm. Let's make this, you and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're gonna make our way out then.
All right, so you guys step out into the brisk night air. We'll come back to you in a sec. What are you two doing? Or you 3 doing?
I think, yeah, Kara has tended the person who was knocked out, brought them back to consciousness.
Oh, get me a drink. It's a little gnome.
Stay right here, don't worry. And just finds a drink and gives it to him. Pats him on the
It's like a
back.
half swill, already like
Yeah,
drunk out of
don't
drink.
worry about it.
He greedily chokes it down.
I just send him on his way. And then goes and gets herself a drink and continues watching the beautiful carnage on the dance floor.
Anything else happening with Beauty and the Beast over here? Give myself inspiration.
Please
I
don't.
haven't really been Ron Huron not paying attention to shit going around, so he's like, wait, where'd my friends go? He's the typical drunk girl at the party.
This
He
song
hears
is
Riverrun.
about me.
Yeah, he's like, this song's about me and Riverrun.
You look around. You only see Eon. I would say that you probably can't see Car right now because the bar's still decently packed. It is getting late into the night, into the morning hours at this point, and the bar is still pretty packed, but it's starting to wean out a little bit. But you can't see Car through the crowd of people, so you only see Eon.
Well, more beer, and Ron Huron runs to the bar.
You make a acrobatics check to not knock over a bunch of people.
17.
Yeah, you nimbly avoid knocking over all the small people.
Step over at least one person.
Yeah, and you're looking at it, you're like, sorry, and you bump into Kara.
Oh,
Ron Haran.
hey.
Wow, there's not a trail of downed people behind you. That's amazing.
Yeah. I know how to run drunk.
I'm so proud of you. I'm guessing you want a drink?
Yeah. To match this drink, and he holds up like another beer.
Well, it looks like you have one.
Yeah, but I need 2. 2 hands. One beer does not fit in. Ron Rod is very drunk at this point.
The bartender's starting to notice, and he's like looking at you like,
Water. In a mug.
he pours water and he gives it to you. He before he gives it to Ron, he looks at him and goes, This is a special drink. It's very powerful. Maybe it should be your last. You can make a
Constitution
no,
or
not a constitution, a
Perception.
perception?
yeah, an insight check.
Intelligence?
An insight check with disadvantage because you're drunk.
That is 7 and an 8.
Yeah,
It's probably not
I altogether, I think my intelligence is like. I can't find my fucking character sheet because it's been so
It's on
long.
your drive.
Yeah, I've been looking for it. And it's like nope, and I'm like,
And you had at max you had a +2 modifier or
Yeah.
a +3 modifier.
yeah.
Yeah. So even
Hey,
then,
I was gonna say, even still, it won't do.
yeah, I
anything.
wouldn't do it because he is pretty high. So you take it, and this is clearly a very powerful drink.
Can't even taste the
Can't
alcohol.
believe Ron Ron's smarter than me.
Ron Huron, yeah. I have like a 17 in intelligence.
Jesus Christ.
More insightful.
Yeah, he's
That's with
he's very smart. He just is also really naive and
what are you doing, Neo?
As it starts to weed out the bar, Eon's gonna notice Kara there and is now sleepy from dancing. Is gonna go ask Kara where we're staying tonight. I don't know if Eon's actually drunk. I just think Eon's dumb. Just sounds drunk, is not drunk.
Has Eon had beer?
Oh, I'm sure. I don't think dwarves drink anything but beer, right?
No, that's
I
Yeah,
did.
then you're on the ship for a couple days. So
I would assume the only thing on the ship is alcohol. So Eon definitely knows what alcohol is, but
Do you have a liver?
sure.
Is that one of these?
Do you have a liver?
Well, yeah, but I'm not from outer space.
The bartender's just staring at you while you're having this conversation, shining a mug like,
Don't worry about it.
they are so drunk.
Yes, they
And
are.
while I'm gonna let you guide Eon to the
Yep.
room, and if you want to try to guide Ron, you can. If you want to fight it, we'll come back to that. Flashing outside, you guys step out into the brisk night air. You hear the shipmen finishing they're pulling stuff off the docks. They're just, all right, that'll do it. Whew. Let's go get a drink. You hear footsteps walking towards you. What are you guys doing?
I figure we're going to be going towards the field,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So you had the confluence, and then what you saw was more,
Like over in the cornfield over there.
over in the cornfields over there.
So when we get to about where this cart is on the map right now, just before the bridge, I want to look for like rocks. Are there rocks anywhere?
You can see rocks like going like so. There's like I can just ping. There's like shoreline going down towards the docks and stuff on the right. There's definitely rocks down towards that shoreline if you wanted to dip down like 5-6 feet under the bridge and grab them.
Yeah, if there's just like a patch of dirt or like a clearing that doesn't have like a dock or anything down there, I want to, as close as I can to the confluence, arrange rocks in the shape of an anchor, with the like middle section of the anchor pointing at where we're going
So like
for the cleric.
so like down
Yeah,
just in
here,
case.
so like over here. Where I'm picking, like right there.
Yeah, yeah, about there.
Yeah, you can because so I would say at this point, by the way, the rooms that you get are going to be on the south side, and then there at least 1 to 2 of them would have a balcony as well. So
Are there any plants?
there are some trees overhead.
Just trees?
Yeah,
Okay. What kind of trees?
oak trees.
Oak trees.
I don't know if those even grow near rivers. Am I right about that?
Yeah, we can.
Cool, oak trees.
Oak trees, willows.
Those kinds.
Okay. Well,
Couple.
I'd like to see if I can. What do oak trees seed?
Acorns.
Acorns. Cool. Yeah, I'd like to see if I can use my druid craft to sprout a sapling where the anchor is pointing, just to make it more obvious.
Yeah. You don't got to roll for that. You definitely can sprout a small sapling.
Cool. And that's all, just to make it obvious.
What does it look like when you do that? I don't know if anyone's seen you use magic before.
So my magic is like a fog. It's like gray, so it's like a darker fog. But it has a sweet smell to it. It's like a sweet tobacco.
So you're standing there, and some fog kind of comes out of your hands and gently floats down over the ground, over an acorn, and a sapling starts to sprout. And then like a breeze kind of hits you just right, and I feel like you're standing downwind from Licks, and you just smell that sweet tobacco. It's like really pleasant.
Is it a Swisher Sweet?
No, those are like harsh as hell. It's like a gourmet, like the tobacco I smoke. It's like a gourmet, like it's got like a aged feeling to it.
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Whatever you just did smells quite pleasant.
It normally does.
Magic is so peculiar.
I mean, I think you and I are used to peculiar,
I suppose.
shall we?
We shall.
And then you get up and you start crossing the bridge.
All right.
You make it about halfway across the bridge. The moon hits the bridge in the water just right, and it's almost peaceful. You know, you see the two rivers flowing into each other, almost directly below the bridge, a little off to the left. And you can. This is the first time that you can look down and see where the two rivers meet, and see the white foam coming over the top and it pouring into itself almost, and then flowing back the other way a little bit. It's just a really interesting, unique sight. I don't know if you've ever seen anything like it, but it is very otherworldly. You get a good look at that as you're crossing the bridge.
So,
sorry.
Did you ever live in the wild?
The Feywilds?
Yes.
I haven't.
So you've only been here.
Only here.
So you've never seen anything like this river.
No. I would have loved to, but we all know that's not possible now.
It's as savage as this place ever has been. Ugh, I need to sleep. Let's get this over with.
Sounds good.
And with that, you cross over to the bridge. On the other side, you notice that there's an obvious path going through the fields, and then there's the what is it called when people like walk the same path all the time? Path of desire or whatever. Cutting through certain areas of the field, and you notice after looking at it for about a second that you clocked the one that you saw the shadow moving through.
Right.
And it's clearly, if you look at it from this angle, before you saw that it looked like it just went onto the horizon where there was a bunch of houses, you can see specifically that it does go to one house in the distance. It's probably about, I don't know, a 30-minute walk away.
You first?
Sure.
All right.
Just make our way over there. Try to do it as quietly.
Yeah, both of you
Sneakily.
give me a stealth check as you move through the this field of wheat.
Ooh, that's a nat one.
We got an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you're not doing a great job. I don't know how often you guys have tried to move through wheat before, but
It
it's a
is.
lot harder than you thought. I feel like you thought you could fly through it.
But
Your
it's
wings
just-
are like hitting shit. You end up having to walk, and you're just like pissed about it the whole time. And you are.
I'm used to the city.
Yeah, you're not used to this. You're like stepping in every wrong spot. It is so loud.
I thought we were
There is
finally in
no way
civilization.
that if there's anyone listening, they could hear you literally a mile away. In fact, I feel like at a certain point, Kara is dragging Ron Harag into a bed. He is passed out, and you have
Windows
muscled them into
open.
bed. The window's open, and what is that noise? And you look out the window, and you clearly see somebody trying to walk through a field.
My apologies. I'm not used to farmland.
Neither of us should have to be.
Damn right.
But after about 30 minutes of struggle, you make it to a very shabby farmhouse that clearly resides on the property of all this wheat. The windows are closed, there's no lights on, and it doesn't look like anyone's home.
I think this is another one of those haunted places. But I think this time it might have more than ghosts.
And ghouls.
Might have more than sad stories in a little train.
Right.
Did you tell them about that? Like,
I don't think I ever did.
I feel like so they just said that. You just said right.
Let me
Should
Let me
try
have
to-
a look. I want to try to fly up and see if there are any like holes in the roof.
Yeah. Give me a perception check. You can fly easily, so.
4.
You're looking around, and it's really dark out here without any kind of light source. I mean, you have the moon.
We're in the
but
country.
You're in the country. You obviously know what it's like at night in the country. Doesn't look like there's anything notable. There's clearly not a light source on in the house. You do notice in the back of the house, there's a shed, and there is a little bit of noise coming from the shed, though.
I'm gonna fly back down. Okay. If anyone's in there, they know someone's coming this way. I think maybe light up a torch We make ourselves known. Play the Dawnspire angle. Wellness, suspicious activity. There's no crime here. We're trying to help, right?
Yeah, that could
Mayor
work.
knows us.
Yeah.
We don't know if anybody else does, but
But maybe it would be better not to relate ourselves too much to the mayor. Could be someone who doesn't want the mayor to know what they're doing.
you know what? I'm more about talking my way to faces I can see.
That's very fair. That's very true.
I think the unknown might be a little more your wheelhouse. I'll follow your lead.
Sounds good. Just gonna pull out a torch from my things, light it up, and walk towards the shed.
There's no walk towards the shed or walk towards the house. Sorry.
Was it the shed that you heard? Well, you didn't. I guess you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
Let's walk towards the house then.
I couldn't see anything anywhere.
Yeah.
We are in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. So there's when you light up the torch, you do notice that there is a secondary building in the back of the house.
Okay.
There's more rustling from that. You do start to hear a little bit of stirring within the house as well at this point.
Okay. I'm just gonna go up and knock on the door. Fucking.
Fine.
Hear the knock. No answer.
Can I walk around to the secondary building?
Yeah.
And
Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or just? I mean, you're holding a torch.
a torch. I don't think I'm trying to be stealthy about it. I mean, we've determined we're just gonna kind of make ourselves
Yeah.
apparent.
You walk.
Yeah, walk around to the other side.
Yeah, you get to a pretty large outdoor shed. It's right off what looks to be some kind of garden. And there's clearly something rustling around in the shed. It's very large.
Is there any way to look inside?
There's gaps in boards, but not enough without putting your torch right up to it. You know, you risk setting the shed on fire to try to get light in there. I'm gonna be honest.
Is it worth the risk?
We don't want to accidentally kill someone.
That's fair. That's fair. Only purposefully.
Kill people.
That feels like a very chaotic, neutral thing to say.
I've only ever played chaotic neutral characters.
Can I try to very quietly open the door?
Yeah, give me a stealth check and a strength check because the door's kind of stuck. We'll do one at a time. Stealth first, quietly,
Okay.
strength afterwards.
Try jiggling it.
17 on stealth.
Okay, very quiet. You're doing a great job of quiet. How hard is it to open the door?
Ooh, I'm pretty sure my strength is nothing.
My strength equals.
It's 0.
Hey, it's better than
Ooh, I was correct.
Let's see what you get.
14.
Pretty strong. Oh yeah. You definitely start to open the door, and you're quiet, and it's kind of rusty, so it starts to make noise. But you're stealthy, so you stop. You wait, and you get it to about the halfway point when all of a sudden the door busts open. I need you to make a athletics or not an acrobatics check to avoid what's busting through the door.
Busted through that door.
Yo, I heard the store's busting.
Surprise, it's Ron.
Show me potato salad.
18.
18. You nimbly dodge out of the way. Sick backflip. It looks sick as fuck. As a very large bowl busts out of the shed on the farm and starts just fucking rampaging around, trying to hit you with its horns.
That's great. That's really fun.
It's making a lot of I don't know. The bowls moo.
Yeah.
Very loudly, the bowl starts to move.
Oh, we fucked up.
And you start to hear rustling inside the house as you hear footsteps and someone go, "Pa, I think the bull got out again." And you see torchlights start in the house as this bull is out and about in this area between the house and the shed.
That's great.
You're seeing all of this.
It's like a 1,500-pound bull or like a 2,000-pound.
It's a smaller bowl. Yeah.
Go investigate it.
Go investigate. That's a bull, alright.
Damn, dude.
I
Found it.
think this is what was moving in the fields.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna extinguish the torch.
Yeah.
Torch out.
Yeah.
Last thing you see is the bull charging towards you. I'm gonna need to make one more acrobatics check to not get
God.
trampled by this bull.
It sounds like a Chris Farley bit. Like,
23.
That's what you see its eyes and you dodge out of the way. And right as you dodge out of the way, the bull tramples through into the house. It breaks through the wall on the house, and you just hear a kid go, "Oh no!" as you guys tear off down the cornfield. And I'm gonna say that you probably tear off down the cornfield. And are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just running?
I mean, it's dark. It's the middle of the night. I'm just flying right over it. I'm out. Game over. This is not fun anymore.
As you're flying over, make an acrobatics check for me too.
Okay.
I don't like this game.
The nature touched me.
That's 12. I think I have a +1. So I believe that's 13.
Something whizzes by you, narrowly missing your left wing.
What the hell? What the fuck was that?
I don't fucking know.
Holy shit! What the fuck?
You turn back, and as you turn back in the doorway of the farmhouse that's now lit up with a bull breaking through the house, you see an angry farmer loading another crossbow bolt in.
Okay.
22. Straw out of his mouth.
So I'm gonna dip down.
Down under the.
You're far enough away where he probably can't make another shot, but he takes one anyways. I'm just gonna roll this, and who knows? Yeah, no, he misses. It whizzes by, nowhere near you, but you hear, "You goddamn kids!"
What the fuck did he say?
I think he said those goddamn kids.
Kids. Okay. Never mind.
So this isn't the first time this has happened.
And at the at this point, you're coming back to the other side of the cornfield around this area.
Okay.
no, I love you, little dwarf man.
There's no little dwarf man in the room with you. It's just Kara.
I love you too, Ron Haran, but it's time to go to bed.
You see through the cornfield,
I
through
hear
the window,
there's-
your friends break through. By the way.
What the fuck? You're here just very muffled.
We should probably explain
And-
ourselves.
Kara hands Ron Haran a pillow in place of her and just gently tips him over into the bed.
You know, I don't think we have to explain ourselves to anybody.
I think it's best that we share as much information as possible while we're here together.
And then makes her
I
way down to
suppose.
the front door of the inn.
Like an impatient mother. It is cleared out. There's like one or two ship guys left in, sleeping off a drink at the bar. You open the door to the inn. And Kara is there.
I think we should go upstairs now.
I think I'm gonna stay down here.
No.
Good one.
No.
I'm fine with that. We can talk.
Let's get you two to bed.
Okay. Not like that. We're not going to talk. So, yeah. Yep, I'm headed up the stairs.
What the fuck?
Something.
Riverrun, and Riverrun comes out in the hallway.
Rodrog is in the hallway.
One moment.
There you are.
Ron Haran.
What y'all talking about?
You go back to bed,
No,
buddy.
I don't want to hear this. I sense a good story coming out, because my story senses be tingling.
If you want to hear the story, you have to come in and sit down.
Cool.
And put Ron Haran in the corner.
I'm going to try to sit.
And make an acrobatics check at disadvantage.
Okay.
Got a 1,
It's a 2, so I got a 6 entirely.
a 6. You try to put him on a stool, and you forget how tall he is, and he just breaks the stool and falls over him, but he's just gonna sit on the floor.
Yeah, he's just on the floor now.
Comfy food.
Promise I won't be mad.
Continue
I don't
your
trust
story.
you.
Right. That's good for you. Somebody was creeping around in the nearby countryside. Somebody who was coming from our direction.
Okay.
We found not that somebody.
In the distance, you hear shattering and like things that sound like they're breaking,
What?
and you just hear, "Oh God dang it!"
We didn't-
What did you find?
It wasn't a something, a someone. It was more of a something.
What I saw moving through that field was not a bull. How does a bull sneak back through a cornfield, back into a shed, and lock itself in? Unless it's like you.
I can take a bull.
Not the point. But
I can take a mountain if I wanted.
I don't think we can turn into bulls.
Give me a knowledge check of your choice.
My choice. You think I have intelligence?
It's easier than me trying to figure out what kind of knowledge check you should make. An Arcana check.
How
knowledge
would you
Arcana.
know this?
All of them are gonna be the same at this point.
On the floor.
We're not counting the floor rolls.
Okay.
I thought that Jumanji was part of it.
No.
Play where it lands. I think it's actually in my house rules, actually.
Oh.
8.
8.
Show me
as
the
far as
book.
you know, you don't think that you can turn into a bull.
Turn into bulls.
But you did get a good look at the creature, and you don't think it was a changeling either.
I really don't think it was like me.
Yeah, then I think somebody was moving through that field and happened to move by the facility we found. And left. Untouched by us.
It's going to the south!
I need to go fight that bull. For the people.
Ron, maybe in the morning.
No. Just can't wait. The people need me.
It's going the opposite direction of us.
I'm
You're
not going to
gonna
stop
catch
him.
Alright,
Run.
Ron really drunkenly tries to run out of that. Remember, he is very good at drunk running.
Give me a acrobatics check to get out of the out of the rooms and down the
Do I have
stairs.
disadvantage?
Yes, you do. You're drunk.
really drunk.
That's a dirty 20.
With disadvantage.
No, disadvantage.
Oh, sorry.
You take
That
the
was a
lower.
10.
14.
Yeah.
You make it about halfway down the stairs before you trip. You're still gonna trip and fall.
That bull ain't seen shit.
Can I persuade him not to do that?
He tripped down the stairs. You'd have to go down there and talk to him.
Go down there and talk to him.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to that. We'll come back to you two. You two are left in the room together.
All I heard was try to fight a bull out of the whole fucking story. Like he did.
This is what I've been dealing with.
Ron is also very smart for his culture.
Yes.
Just realize you are dealing with a very smart Goliath.
That's
Like,
fine.
He's an
Just
adult.
drunk.
He's an adult. He'll figure it out.
yes.
I don't know
Do you
if there's
guys
anything.
do anything illegal?
Isn't being out after a certain hour illegal here?
Don't think
Aren't we
so.
Dawnspire?
Yes.
Yeah. The law is a bit loose in a place like this, but we know there is no crime. So.
Ah, I think I got him! And you hear like a dragging sound. You look out the window and you see 3 farmers and a small boy on top of a bull dragging him back to the barn.
So you said you saw a human shape. Do any of them look like this? Did it look like any of these people?
I didn't see their whole form, but I know what a bull looks like moving through a field.
I believe you it wasn't the bull. I don't think the bull could have moved through the field carefully.
And why would a farmhand be sneaking back in the middle of the night?
Maybe it was the child and they were stayed out too late. I don't really care.
It's a bullspiracy.
I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to have to deal with anything in the morning.
This
Something
sounds
to
like a
keep an
lot
eye
of
on.
bull.
We might have someone keeping an eye on us.
Fair enough. That's not unexpected.
Yeah, we're flashback to you and Ron Haran.
I'm trying to persuade him not to do this.
All right, go ahead and persuade him. See if he falls for it.
9.
Confident.
Yeah, does a 9 persuade Ron Haran? What do you think?
No.
I would say that you wouldn't. I guess you wouldn't. You're not near windows, so you wouldn't hear that they got the bull. Okay, yeah, no. What you gonna do?
Ron Haran keeps rolling down them stairs. I got that bull. I got that bull in me.
I feel like the noise will wake Eon up.
I'm gonna follow.
The noise is woken Eon up, and half of the bar that was asleep.
I'm gonna poke
What is that dumb bastard doing? The bartender yells.
I'm gonna go fight that bull.
What? We cut him off. I swear we cut him off.
You gave me extra strength to drink, remember? He doesn't know the difference.
He doesn't.
He points at Lix and he says, "You better control him, or I'm throwing all of you out."
I got my items, sir. I got my items, sir.
He goes back into the kitchen. This is not the dwarf. This is the other guy, the cook.
We can't get kicked out of this place we got into for free. Gotta be quiet.
Okay. And Ron Haran, very tiptoe-like, walks out of the bar. It's a nat 1.
Somehow even louder than falling down the stairs. You start to walk and you're stepping on every creaky board. and with that, the orc comes back out of the kitchen with a fucking mop and he just hits you in the back and you fall out the door of the inn and he closes the door. You're not allowed back in the inn tonight.
Sweet, I'd like to sleep outside. Anyway!
How many times has Ron Haran been kicked out of a bar?
Every time we step foot in one.
So yeah, you're outside for the night.
You gotta deal with me for a whole week! Yeah, I flip off the bar and go looking for the bull.
You get somehow manage your way across the bridge.
You still know which direction is south.
I feel like you might see the. Give me a perception check to see if you see the anchor thing that Lim made.
Kara comes downstairs and looks at Lix.
Perception
It's
is
a-
wisdom based.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's 14.
Yeah, you would notice that there's a weird sigil in the ground, and you're like, weird sigil in the ground.
That's an interesting little thing. I go to check it all out.
Yeah, you check it out, and you're like, look, it's just a sigil made of an anchor made of rocks and a small tree growing next to it.
Huh. Do I get any more information off of that, or can I check it out more?
I mean, yeah, give me a knowledge, religion check to see if you realize that it's Kara's sigil.
I do not. That's a 9 plus 3, so...
Oh,
I mean, you probably would notice. Yeah,
I've been
you've seen
wearing it.
Kara's sigil. That's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
Kara's sigil. You see that.
Oh,
Which is, it's weird that it's here. Some would say spooky.
huh. That's not supposed to be there.
Oh no.
Just wanted to have
I think
one
I know
normal
who.
game.
I think I know who made this. Ah, yeah, Car. Car. Where is Car? Where am I? What was I doing again?
Why he's looking at me, dude? I'm not here!
I know, Ron Haran is more talking to himself than anything.
Speaking to God.
Who will never respond?
Give me a constitution check. If it's less than a 12, you're falling asleep in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at a +4, that's less than a
Yeah,
12.
you're in the street. You're by the sigil. I guess you're on the hill, so you're not like in the street. You just kind of collapse by the sigil and fall asleep. And
The rest of us
as far as you guys know, he's outside. You can go look for him if you want. If you go look, you find him with relative ease. But if you don't, he's there.
Kara's gonna look out her window.
Yeah, you
Just
can.
facing
You're like
south.
This is the first moment you've had to yourself all night. You're in your room. You're doing your nighttime. Get ready for bed. You're like stretching. You look out at the moon. You look down at the river.
Riverrun!
And then you also see your sigil right next to him.
What the fuck?
And we'll call that there, and then flash forward to the next day.
Yeah.
The sun rises. There's a cock crowing. Whatever the fuck they sound like, I don't know. And you guys decide when you get up, but breakfast is served. It's a relatively quiet morning.
Kara gets up with the sunrise and
Is Ron Huron still there when Kara gets up?
Ron Huron is already eating breakfast. He smelled it, and he's like, "Oh, good morning." Like nothing at all happened.
So yeah, you're in there eating breakfast.
walks downstairs. What the fuck?
What?
You were kicked out of the bar last night for being too drunk and loud.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
They just...
The orc is in the back. He throws a towel over his shoulder. He goes, "Better not happen again." He goes into the back.
I'm just
Bro,
gonna
that
get
one is
some
my best
food
friend. We're
and...
good. Like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna get some food and sit down next to Ron Haran, pray a bit, and then eat and just not look at him.
Cool. What do you take for breakfast? There's a selection of fine breads, certain like spreads, vegetable spreads, a lot of vegetable spreads, different variations of it, fresh vegetables, fresh meat. It's a very nice bounty for a farming town. So.
Yeah, Kara takes a fresh slice of bread. If there's any butter, I'm gonna put some butter on, and then the best looking vegetable spread.
Nice.
I don't know what that's gonna look like because I have not seen many vegetable spreads. And then I assume there's like scrambled eggs or something.
Yeah, there's definitely eggs. There's a lot of chickens in the area. So.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys are eating breakfast. Ron Hog is acting normal. The other three of you, what happens with you?
I definitely sleep in a bit. And then just kind of make my way downstairs quietly.
Kara looks way more hungover than Ron Haran and had basically one drink all night.
Just going to silently acknowledge the others, then grab some food. Just kind of the first thing I can see.
Cool.
Eon's excitedly eating breakfast, unaware of everything that happened.
First thing, are there baked goods at this table of breakfast items?
Yeah, there's definitely baked goods.
Okay.
Jelly?
So there's some jelly. There's there's an apple tart at one end, freshly baked.
Marmalade.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of sweets. A lot of anything you would see. You know, it's a agricultural town, so they got a lot of products to go through.
Okay. I am going to grab a handful of whatever is sweet and close by, not feel in the morning, and go outside and watch the river flow while I have breakfast and not interact with anybody immediately.
Yeah, there's quite a few vendors pass by you. There's people pulling their carts in from the fields. There's dock workers going to the dock. A couple of shopkeepers walking by. A couple people stop in to grab some food and some drink. And it's just it seems like an average hustle bustle city. Mm-hmm. And the river is flowing as it always does into itself. And
Does the gnome from last night walk into the bar at any point while Kara's eating?
no, definitely not. No, he seems like he's probably a nighttime patron. Most people are the bar is really sparse right now. There's only people that stayed over and a couple of the dock workers and maybe a couple of shopkeepers that come by and grab breakfast on their way to their various shops and docks and stuff. If it's near, basically, if it's near there, they grab it. You know.
Okay.
Eventually, Burnham, the dwarf, comes out and he goes, "Good morning.
Brother!
Hello. Don't call me that. Grieving."
Sorry, right.
And he goes, "Was your accommodation well suited?"
Yes, it was. Thank you very much. In your grieving state, you gave us a few too many keys, and I returned the extra keys to him.
He goes, "Oh. Thank you. Not many people would be so kind." He tucks them away inside his front pocket. He touches it twice. He leans back and he pours himself a gallon of ale and he sits there. He goes, "So, what are your plans for the day?"
Well,
is this your first time in Riverrun?
it is. It's our first morning.
Oh, the mayor was here. The mayor was here. Oh, wait. So are you part of the Dawnspire then?
That we are.
Okay. You might want to check out the barracks down the road then. And he gestures towards the way to the barracks. He also goes, "Or if you feel like helping out, making some extra coin, there's the board in the middle of the square." He points towards the market square where you saw the board the day before. He goes, "There's always people looking for various help there. For me, I'll be here, drowning my woes." And he just starts drinking his ale.
Thank you very much for the information. I wish you the best through your day, but I know it's not going to be an easy time. It never is.
No, it won't. And he takes out the compass and he clicks it. He just stares at it. It just spins.
Kara's gonna saw Lim go outside and is gonna just peek out. Come inside when you're done. We should talk about what we want to do for the day, I suppose.
I'm just taking some executive function here. I just feel like in my head I'm imagining Lim just with like sunglasses on, like, "Hey, morning."
Just a silent thumbs up,
Yeah.
no eye contact.
Very real, very true. Eating a bran muffin.
Kara did not approach Lim.
Yeah.
I'm using the standoffishness of my morning performance here to nonchalantly throw rocks into the river to get rid of any evidence.
Across the river?
No. You went to the sigil, you're saying, right? Okay, so yeah, you're at the sigil and you're just...
Yep. So they're just rocks.
Yeah, the rock hits the water on the right side and gets thrown to the left river and thrown back to the right. You ever seen two treadmills move things back and forth? It looks like that. It's really fascinating until eventually it just sinks into the middle of both of them. And sinks down into... You can't see it anymore, eventually. It's actually a really interesting sight.
Alright, you still by the door?
No, I mean, she's come back in and sat back
Oh,
down.
yeah. Kara, did you get my ink the other day?
We haven't done much shopping yet, but...
No, you did.
I did.
Yeah,
I
I was
did do
gonna
that
say.
one.
We did the...
Yes.
I told... for context, I said everyone text me what you bought, and no one texted me, but I'm going to be a good DM and just say that you
We
bought
talked about that specifically.
Yeah.
it. You did buy that specifically, yes.
That was part of our adventures around town.
Did write down stuff.
Look at you.
Yeah.
All I did was send a letter.
That letter could be important, though. Oh!
Sounds like a plot point.
Talked about the letter in the
I
last
just have fun. Let me have my fun too, goddammit. Yeah, I'm rolling. You're dead, actually.
nuh-uh.
The common nuh-uh. Oh, shit.
Works every time.
Wasn't prepared for that.
I think
one.
it was 1 silver for the ink.
Sure.
It seems
Yeah.
about right.
I did it last episode. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
There was math involved.
I think 'cause
Insert price
uh,
here.
Yeah, the candy was 3.
I'm not one of those DMs that tracks your fucking inventory.
Yeah, no.
Figure it out.
I was just trying to be consistent.
Nah, it's fair. Nah, I don't care.
I think
Yeah.
I took the money out of my inventory already.
Well, anyways, that's where we're at right now. You guys have the day to yourself. It's pretty early morning. You You ventured around town yesterday, so at least 3 of you are familiar with the townscape. That would be Lix, Kara, and Eon are generally familiar with the townscape. The other 2, you're familiar with the business, and Ron Harag is Ron Harag. That's the state of things. What do you guys want to do?
Kara's just gonna wait for Lim to come back inside.
Yeah, after I've finished eating and all of the rocks are dissipated at least, I'm going to summon a small gust of wind to get my clothes and my hair and all that in order. And then I'm going to go inside. You needed something?
Well, it's just our first morning, and I figured at least I should try and get us all together to decide what we wanted to do for the day. If we cared to stick together or split up, that doesn't really matter to me. But I don't know about the rest of you. I'm a little short on gold after these journeys, getting to the Dawn Spire and all that.
I think we've spent quite enough time together recently. A bit of privacy would be nice. But it's good to touch base.
It's fine by me.
Be aware that we're doing this on purpose.
I'd be willing to go with you to get some money.
Very well.
You guys are gonna just follow, but not say anything? It just...
So y'all are on your way to check out the.
The board.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep,
thought.
that's what we'll be doing here.
Well, I might as well come along. It's kind of in the center of town anyway, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Wait. Where's the lamp?
The lamp.
The companion who is corporeal?
Right behind us.
Right. Okay. Go on then.
The orc, seeing you struggling, hands you a small cup of alcohol.
Probably for the best, thank you.
Yep.
So the 4 of you are
Suppose we
going
wander
to
to the job board.
yeah, it's a pretty easy path. It's right down the street. So yeah, you wander to the job board. It's a hustle and bustle. It looks like everyone has their shop set up for the most part in the market. So it's midday morning. You know, everyone's having their it's Monday morning. No, having their having their normal rushes and setting up their stalls and selling their things, shouting their wares. Buy 2, get 3 free. You know, that kind of shit. You're walking through. You walk up to this very large signpost, a large board of some kind in the middle of the square, and there's dozens of listings. Would you like to look at it?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me find what it says because I wrote it all down.
I don't know why I imagined it like on a raised platform, like multi-face, just covered in fucking requests.
Yeah, it's kind of like a. You know when you go to like a city and there's like telephone poles just full of
Covered
shit
in
all
more
over.
staples
It's like
and
that
paper.
except it's one big board that's on like a raised stone platform like you were talking about. Yep. So the ones that you can read that are obviously right there. Who is reading it? Is it all of you or is it just one of you? Is it?
I think I'm reading
Is it in Dwarven?
This is why it matters. Who's reading it?
Well, if it's in Dwarven, I can read it.
You can't read common.
Maybe.
I'll just read what it says.
50,
I think we're all
50
just
on
looking
common?
around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was looking around. So you guys see there's a lot of wanted ads. There's a lot of job ads. There's a lot of other things. I'll just go down the list. Wanted, brave adventurers to deal with a rat infestation in the brewery. Discretion is advised. Wanted, and that's the first thing you see. And below that, there's a hastily scribbled note in crude handwriting. Wanted, someone to travel to another realm with me. This is not a joke. You'll get paid when we get back. Must bring your own weapons. Safety is not guaranteed. I have already done this once. Below that, there's another one in nice patterned handwritten words. Bales of hay needed for transport. Wagon broken, so it must be carried. I'm so sorry. Free food and a warm place to sleep, but I can't afford to pay more. Under that, there's an obviously, it looks like it was almost printed by a machine posting that says, "Will buy gold! Bring your old jewelry and precious stones. Best price in town. Cornerstone Jewelers."
Oh, it's the gold guys.
Yeah, and that you guys walked by the Cornerstone Jewelry the other day. It's on one of the corners in the main square. There's another handwritten note that says, "Help wanted. My scarecrow has gone missing, and my crops are growing like crazy. Need farm hands ASAP." Below that, there is another note that is written in a language that maybe some of you can understand. Does anyone speak Goblin?
I do.
No one
speak
else
Goblin.
understands it besides you. And written it says, "Translator needed for a land dispute."
Huh.
Huge.
Below that, there is a obvious propaganda poster that says, "Join the Dawnspire, help your community." Below that, there is another ad that looks really well made, like almost graphically designed, that says, "Art collector searching for new pieces to add to its collection. If interested, please bring art to," and has an address. And then below that, there is a note that is torn in half and written in what appears to be like very cheap ink. It says, "Please, there's something in my barn. I need a hero." And that's all the things that you see currently on the job post. Right as you get up to it, there are people taking down flyers and walking away with them as well, too. So there probably was more stuff, but it's been taken.
I need a hero.
Holding up for a hero at the end of the night.
He's talking about a sandwich.
I feel like you start singing that, and it's like an otherworldly tune. No one knows what you're trying to sing.
Just hum in half the words or hums.
Well, at least one of these seems a little out of our reach for the moment. I don't think we're allowed to travel to another realm.
See, that's
Right.
the one I was most
Ron,
curious
You start.
about.
I think you're laughing at that, and as you're laughing at that, some guy's looking at her like, "Travel to another. Oh my god."
Right.
He's talking to his friends, like, "We should do that. We should do that." No, we could totally. And they're like hitting him, like, "No, we can't. No, we can't."
I'm curious. I'm curious as to what this could be.
I'm also curious, but we have a restriction.
Ron Huron is.
Sworn and beholden. Oh my god, sworn and beholden ass over here.
Yeah.
What are you, a warlock? Sorry.
Ron Huron is intrigued by the art. He's been in search of new inspiration, so he's not even. He's like, well, I might sell, I might not, but I want to go look at what this art dealer has.
Cool.
Interested.
You take the flyer down, so you have that.
I'm gonna take the going to other realm flyer.
I feel like you walk up and you tear it down in front of the other guys and just like mean mug them the whole time. Make an intimidation
Ian
check.
is also interested in that one. But also the really sad
Damn,
help one.
that was
Check
worse
the
than both of the other numbers it could have been. Oh man.
Check the modify. I have something in intimidation. 7.
They're not super intimidated. They just kind of stare at you and they start to snicker a little bit and they go, "We'll just get it later. It's fine."
So Lim's gonna come through, like after Ron Huron tears the flyer off, being a very noticeable creature, just to catch up with everybody, see what's going on.
Did you do anything in the absence between when they were there? Just
No,
drank the drink
I
and
finished the drink and got myself ready. Limerence is not a morning person.
I feel like you take some more sweets while you're there. So maybe stuff some in your pack for later. The orc doesn't say anything because he's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you fly through and you see all this happening around you.
Anything worth doing?
Well,
Eon's reading the one that's the sad help one about the hay.
the harvest.
No, the guy who needs a
Who needs a
wagon. Yeah.
No, okay, there's a hero one and a wagon one. Which one?
Oh.
There's I need a hero, there's something in my barn, or
Oh,
my
both
wagon is
okay,
broken.
both of them, but probably the hero one sounds more appealing.
Yeah.
The rats. Right? Isn't
No,
that
the
it?
rats
No,
is a
so
different
there's
That's
so
right,
there's
is
the
rats.
first one.
Oh, right,
There's
that's
an
an adventurers,
unknown
not
creature
hero.
in a barn,
Right.
seemingly.
And then there's also the scarecrow missing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
That's the ones that you probably are getting hung up on. The scarecrow missing, something's in my barn, and I need help moving hay. Those are the three that you're probably thinking of, Neon.
yeah. Kara's gonna grab the rat killing in the brewery. Oh, Lim, you decided to come with?
Well, there's not much else to do around here. Besides buy things.
Need money for that.
That's what
Well-
they say.
Rampant consumerism all around you.
But there are no thieves in Riverrun.
Right, but there is somewhere to bring gold in Riverrun.
True.
Worth paying a visit, I think.
Surely.
You take the flyer? Mm-hmm. You notice that one is literally like right on the corner from where you guys are, by the way.
We'll pay you cash
I think
for your
actually it's
gold.
very close.
Yeah, that's how trading works.
Yeah, it's right. Hold on, me. It is right.
And you need cash now?
1877 donkeys for gold.
That's where it is, by the way.
Ask for gold.
Is JG Wentworthington canon?
It's Cornerstone Jewelers. Because they're on the corner.
And it's made of stone.
And it's shaped like a diamond.
Conveniently located. On the corner.
Of I-94 and Radio Drive.
Cornerstone Jewelers.
Not affiliated.
Is anyone else grabbing anything, or is that kind of where?
I think that's a good place to
Say,
start.
how much do they pay?
It does not say directly on any of them how much they pay.
Vibes.
Classic indeed. Marketing schemes over here. Doesn't have the salary listed. Sorry, bud. You'd have to go through the interview process.
Fuck.
Well,
Which one would you guys like to check out first?
yeah. Do we
Are
want
we
to
all
still
going
stick
together?
together, or would we like to?
Divide and conquer.
Could probably do 2 groups.
Yeah,
It's true.
I'm happy to go. It sounded like you guys wanted to at least visit the pawn shop. Doesn't sound like there's much of a job there.
Not for you.
I haven't seen art in quite some time. Very rare in the small towns I visit for there to be artists. So
Fair enough. Might as well start with a little bit of sightseeing then before we move on to anything more rigorous.
Eon's decided they don't care about the town too much. They're gonna go just move the hay.
You gonna buy yourself one?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like,
Are you
I'll come with
announcing that
you.
you're leaving?
yeah, I'm holding up the flyer.
I think some fresh air would do you good.
I'll come help you move hay.
All right, Eon.
Not the
and-
harvest one.
Yep.
Okay.
Eon and Lix depart. I will say that the farm is on the south side of town, so they go to a farm on the outskirts of the south side of town, and we'll check in a little bit. Where's everyone else doing?
Kara's gonna go with Ron Haran to the art collector. Just
All right, that is on the west side of town. The address takes you to a large mansion right outside the city gates near what appears to be a lot of other large mansions. You can tell it's a very rich part of town, almost nobility, some would say. Where's everyone else going? You're the only person left.
I'm going to stay in the market area and sort of feign shopping around and keeping an eye on who and what type of people are coming in and out of Cornerstone.
Okay.
Casey.
All right.
old people all selling their jewelry for cash.
So yeah, it takes you guys, a while to walk to the outskirts of the southern side. You leave the wall, you start walking through the fields. It's a pretty obvious path, country road, take you home kind of vibe. And you get to the address. You guys talk about anything on the way there? I think this is your only first time ever being alone together, so is it awkward? Is it weird?
Always.
if it wasn't, Eon made it weird.
Did you sleep well last night?
like shit. Like do do.
What's your default always muscle man?
It's just guy talk.
I think I did sleep. Sleeping's always weird though.
How so?
'Cause time moves without you.
It does. And it doesn't. Moves in your dreams. Do you dream at night?
Yes.
Roll for subconscious.
What'd you dream about last time? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Airplanes in the night
Sky, like shooting stars. I can really.
I don't have the dice I need, so I'm doing it online.
Eon.
I don't have the dice I'm looking for, so I'm just doing it online.
How many dice do you need?
Don't worry about it. It's a special one.
Is it D100?
It might be.
I was
And
gonna.
I
I
don't
was
have
gonna.
it on me right now.
D99.
It's in my drawer. I know
Like,
exactly
we
what it
got we got percentile dice too.
is. Yeah, roll me percentile dice, too.
It's a prime number-sided dice.
Let's see what you dreamed about last night.
76. Woot woot.
Crazy that I had this pulled up already. You had a dream that you were in the inn and the furniture came to life and tries to attack you. You can choose to share that or not. That's just what you dreamt about.
I dreamed we were in the town, but the town was a little different. Everything was weird.
In what way?
It was moving at me.
At you.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I'm not used to dreaming. Usually I like to look at the stars at night. But I couldn't see the stars last night.
I guess I suppose it's a little bit harder when you're inside.
It is notable that Ian got one of the only rooms without a window.
Very sad. Big sad. Spooky dream. Spooky house.
Do you want to trade rooms later so you can look at the stars?
I would love that.
I can do that for you.
Did you dream last night?
Friendship. Did I dream last night? Anyone have a coin?
I have my yes no coin. It's in my
I just
jacket
did
pocket.
positive, negative.
It's in my jacket pocket.
Or you know what I meant.
No, I did not dream last night.
Man.
So yeah, about 20, 30 minutes of walking, you get to the outer gate. You do notice that everyone that passes you, like on the way into the gate, is waving at you friendly though. Like no one's being malicious, no one's being ignoring you. Like everyone's waving at you, like your friendly neighborhood people.
They see Tom Dykers. Tom Dykers worked over in that area, didn't he?
No, oh yeah, kinda, yeah.
Do we see Tom
It's a
Dykers?
Tom
No, it's a
Dykers
different-
patrol.
It's a different gate, unfortunately.
Oh damn!
Damn.
See, they have their own place over there. This is a different way. So,
we
yeah,
should-
you go over here.
Should have taken
And
the
you make your
Dykers.
way out of the gate and you start hitting the fields. And by the time you get to the fields, it's about midday. Who's leading? Because are you leading this? You have the sheet of paper with the address.
Yeah, I'm holding it with 2 hands.
How are your navigation skills?
Pretty great, I'd say.
During the day?
Yeah, give me a I don't know.
You don't have me to
Survival?
go eat
A survival
You
check,
can't,
yeah.
like-
It's always the right
Eon
way.
thinks
Yeah,
Eon is really good
sorry.
at navigating.
Hey.
Give me
did not go
give me a navigation check, survival.
Not with that dice, though.
It's gone.
It's in the rules for real.
It's a roll. Yeah.
Oh no.
Were we lost?
We're lost. We're so lost. That's a 4.
We'll get back to you. Flashing back. Where were the other two of you?
Art.
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 You're making your way kind of downtown. I feel like
Uptown.
this is your first time. You passed by the temple where you were yesterday. You're like, oh, look at that temple. You know where you are, but from there things just get swankier. As you,
Making my way
move
downtown.
towards the outskirts of this side, the village becomes more poppin'. People are dressed nicer. Everything is just nicer on this side. It goes from being a shop-centric place and a temple-centric place to a residential place. And there's just more people in fancier clothes and bigger buildings. As you exit the eastern wall, right outside, there's just mansions. Just rows and rows and rows of mansions.
I forget how swanky art people can be. That's not art.
Rich people aren't always the best.
No, but they do pay a lot of money. So,
That is true. That
Rich
is
people
true.
aren't real.
right.
We're playing D&D.
That's the woke mind virus telling you they're real.
Yeah, you guys. I think this is also. It's not your first time alone together, but are you guys talking about anything in particular as you're walking? Because it is about 30-minute walk-ish.
I've seen your art before. It's really quite good. Are you planning to sell some of it, maybe, or you're just going to look?
Right now, I'm looking for more inspiration on what to draw. I'll show them my art, but some people do not have the interest in it.
Very well. Well,
Rich types are hard to please.
that is the truth. As a cleric, I can provide you a certain amount of help with your inspiration if you would like.
I forget I hear everything better than you guys. It's even funnier on my end, like, because I have it in my ear. Sorry. It sounded so disgusting. That's going to go so well. All right.
Wow, that's role playing.
Don't worry, it won't be telling you what to make or anything like that.
It's like talking to a dog, dude.
I'm sorry, I have trouble trusting your ways.
Well, given the lack of clerics about these days, I suppose I can't fault you on that. But I promise I bring nothing but the best of intentions.
Almost if on
Alright.
cue with you saying that in the background, because you guys did pass the temple, there's bells ringing from the temple and like birds flying overhead. So it's almost like it's reiterating the point. Otherworldly
Is there a
Magic.
certain number of bell tolls?
4.
4th hour in the morning.
No, bells don't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be like correlated to anything.
All right. Ron just reaches out his hand very slowly and tenderly.
Do you want to shake hands, or would you like the inspiration? I
Wait, you can give.
And Kara is going to grasp her holy symbol and touch your hand and give you guidance.
You want to explain to the group what guidance does in this
Guidance
context?
gives you a 1d4 roll on any checks that you might want to make.
Is there a
Next.
duration on that?
I think it's like 10 minutes or
All
something.
right, we'll just.
and I
play
can
by
give
ear.
it as many times as I want.
Yeah, we'll just say
Guidance
it's
is so
constant for
close.
the time being. Cool. All right, so when that happens, what does Ron feel?
It feels weird. It feels. I want to say good, but at the same time, not. You know,
It smells a bit like sea salt. Just the vaguest hint on the wind, sort of thing.
right. I haven't felt magic in a long time.
It's fair. Well, I hope it wasn't a unpleasant experience for you.
It was.
And with that, we'll flash back to Lim, who is sitting outside the square, chilling, vibing, clocking the people going in and out of the gold store. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just who's going in and out?
Yeah, like, did they look like the kind of person who would have spare gold and jewels normally?
It looks like the people going in and out are almost a mixed bag, but most of them are on the farmer poor side. And there's a couple people that are like merchantly, but no one overtly like flashy or rich. It looks like there's a couple shop owners that go in because they clearly got something traded to them maybe they can't sell, but most of them look almost desperate. It's kind of sad when you really clock it for a while.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the type of people I thought would be putting gold in and out. But it makes me curious as to why there seems to be so many poor and desperate farmers in what is a town based around a farming economy. And I'm gonna head the direction that I saw Lix and Eon go to learn a little bit more about that.
All right, you don't know the exact direction they go, so because you
Neither
saw them
do
head
we.
south and you saw them leave.
Yeah.
But can you give me a I don't know, a survival check to see if you can track them down?
Survival? Yeah.
'Cause you're kind of just flying outside of the area, hoping you can spot them at this point.
12.
So it takes you a lot of extra time. You actually have to stop and ask people if they've seen them. It's kind of awkward. You're like, have you seen these people? you do like a poor job of describing them.
They look like people you would have literally never seen before in your life. doesn't help me to tell you what they look like.
It's like a farmer leaning against the pitchfork and goes, "Well, shoot!
Seen anybody, weird? No. Yes. What? Glowing skin? Like literally, not like nice skin.
I feel like eventually you work your way to I'm looking for a farmer with a broken wagon.
Right.
You work your way to that, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, down that way and to the left. Can't miss it."
Thank you so much.
You make it there before we do.
I feel like you guys probably roll up about the same time.
Okay.
He got wicked lost.
You both come from different directions. You guys actually come from out of a field and like trip onto the road. You come down a road very casually.
I'm holding the paper, not a map, upside down, like trying to follow it.
Did it rip in half at some point?
Eon
Not yet.
navigated.
Did you try going somewhere?
Navigating with the stars, are we?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
It won't happen again.
And before you lies a what looks to be a rundown farmhouse with a clearly broken wagon with a shattered axle. Looks like there's a horse that hasn't been trimmed in a long time. It's got like long clippy cloppies. I don't know.
Hooves?
Hooves. They can become like
Yeah, they can
There's
get
still
really fucked up.
hooves.
they're crazy. It looks like he's got to
They
be
look like
groomed.
the elf.
It looks like he hasn't been taken care
They're
of.
fucked up.
There's an
Shitty.
overgrown garden. It's just not. It looks like a place that somebody stopped taking care of. And right as you guys start walking down like the driveway, the door creaks open, and a really old human male with balding on top, glasses, hunching his back a little bit from carrying very heavy boxes of produce, walks out the door and is clearly struggling. And you guys meet eyes with him as you walk down the drive. He exasperatedly puts down his produce and he goes, "Oh, are you here to buy some zucchini? I just picked some nice fresh ones."
I'm holding up the two halves of his sign that have somehow been in
He goes,
pieces.
"Oh, you're here to help me with my hay?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you. I hope you read it clearly. I cannot pay you. I just want to make that clear. I don't want you to waste your time."
It's not a problem.
That's the sweetest.
He goes, "Well, I knew there was still good people left in this here town."
It's not what we're gonna get when we deal with our person.
And he puts down the produce and he walks over and he goes, "My name is Dale, Farmer Dale." And he reaches out to handshake all of you.
Good to meet you, Dale.
He pats you on the back. He goes, "Oh, a fairy. I love your kind. So majestic, so beautiful. Shame what happened to the Feywild."
Truly.
I'm gonna give him a
Shakes your hand. He's like,
handshake.
"Thank you, son. Oh, you remind me of my boy. God rest his soul."
I'm so sorry.
Me too. But daylight's burning. Best not to dwell on the past, right? By the gods, we got a lot of hay to move. And he starts like moving his overalls like he's gonna help.
We got it. You
He goes,
don't have to help.
"Are you sure? There's a mighty fine amount of hay that I have to move into the city square."
I can do it. We can do it.
"Oh, okay. But if you insist."
Dale, there might be a way you can help us without money.
"Well, I'll do anything to help a helping set of hands. We are all his instruments."
Whose?
Cyrus, the child of light. He gave light to everything. Cyrus?
I'm from out of town. Excuse me.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. But you must know about the gods.
Yes, of course. You can't be too careful about whose tools someone thinks they are.
That's true. That's true. There are some bad people out there.
On that, you've lived here a while, haven't you?
Most of my life, except when I met my wife. God, what a lady she was. Whew-wee.
Riverrun is a farming town, right?
Always, yeah. Ever since even before the Cataclysm, yeah.
And it seems like there are more farms, right? There's new farms being built.
Yes. What are you driving at, friend?
I notice it seems that farmers are the people who are struggling here.
Are you talking about monetarily?
Yes.
I think you kind of said the problem in your own statement. There's too many farms. And if you don't have the help, you can't send out any of your produce. So you're forced to sell locally. And not everyone needs everything locally. When there's too many farms, no one needs for anything. The only hope you have is sending it off. That's where the money is. But sadly, not all of us can afford the help.
Is it mostly the newer farms that can afford the help?
It seems to be kind of a mixed bag, he says. And he goes, I think I don't want to be a speculating man. That's not my jurisdiction. But it seems to be some people can just afford the help and some people can't.
I think, I won't mention your name, but I think perhaps the Dawnspire ought to take an interest in the economic well-being of local citizens.
Well, I feel like I may be a bit biased, but I do agree. He like moves his arm.
I say.
I say.
I do declare.
That's so hard. But yeah, no, he kind of nods approvingly at what you're saying.
You've been very helpful to me, Dale.
Well, now I hope, and not to be too forward, young lady, and you'll be helpful to me. Because as you can see, the wagon has no wheel. The axle's clearly shattered on this wagon. And you guys can help him however you see fit. He has a large amount of hay. I would not say like an amount of hay that you couldn't move with 3 people in one day to the middle of town via multiple trips. But however you want to help him, we'll flash back to that in a minute. All right, flashing back over to Kara and Ronharan. You guys have been walking for a while, and you roll up to the mansion in question. You check the address, realizing it is right, and before you stands a large iron gate.
Make sure my chainmail looks extra nicey shiny.
Takes absolutely no effort. It looks spectacular.
Yeah, of course. I know. Just make sure it's got the... It always looks fresh and clean. You know?
Kara hands you a little handkerchief.
Right.
There is on the gate. There is it's what's it called when there's letters on things?
Inscription?
No. When you're rich and you get like your name on the gate. Monogrammed. On the gate, there's like in iron, it's monogrammed. It says TM, by the way, in like a circle.
Trademark.
There's no obvious way in, but it does. You're in front of this iron gate, and behind it is a large black mansion. About 4 stories tall. Doesn't look ominous. Looks just really well made. Out of stone that is definitely not from around here. Like, if you had to put money on it, you'd probably say maybe like onyx, maybe, I don't know, something expensive and exotic.
Finally, a house that can fit.
Yeah, no, I'd say that's true.
Jokes.
Funny one.
Well,
So there's
I'd say you can do the knocking. I'm here
Right.
with you.
Yeah. Is there anything to like knock on, or do I notice a device of ringing possibly?
There's nothing around.
Just punch it, I guess.
Yeah.
Not too hard. Don't
Hey,
break it.
want to buy some art?
No response. It's pretty quiet.
All right, I push on the gate to see if it.
Nothing happens. The gate is really sturdy.
It's locked.
Huh.
Well, suppose we can either try to yell a little more or come back later.
I already walked all the way here.
I agree. Since
Ronharan is slightly annoyed that you know, no one's quite answering. He does not care for rich people that much either already. So he just no answer, no nothing. Okay, and Ron Huron just how high is this gate?
Probably like 10 feet tall.
Just gonna give it a nice hop and a skip over it.
Kara's gonna use Toll the Dead to ring a very loud bell.
Do you do that before or after he taps the gate?
I mean, I'll let
It's
it
probably
happen
about at
before.
the same time.
I feel like you start to jump, the toll hits,
Metal clanging pipe.
and it goes, and what is the exact effect on the toll hit then?
It's an attack, but I point at a creature I can see within range, and it makes an attack on them. But I'm just going to use it into a point in space that I can see,
Okay.
just to make the noise that
Technically,
comes
that's not
along
how
with
rules
it.
is written, so I feel like you have to roll an Arcana check to see if you can just do it out in the open. It's a pretty low Arcana check since I think it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
cantrip.
just give me it's gotta be a 5, to do it out in the open.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you're
without
good.
modifier.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that because it is technically not rules as written. So you hit it, and right as you're about to jump, the toll goes out and it echoes across.
Jesus.
And it's really loud and annoying. And you see the door shoot open to the mansion, and a pixie flies out and goes, yes, hello. You rang very rudely.
Yeah, your knocker wasn't working.
She looks up at you and goes, okay, do you have an appointment?
I have some art for sale.
He doesn't speak. She turns the car. Do you have an appointment?
The flyer didn't say anything about an appointment.
Flyer?
There was a flyer on the job board.
Let me see it. And she reaches her hand through the gate.
Ron, I believe you have that.
All right, and
She goes, oh, I had forgotten that I put these up the other day. Yeah, okay. One moment, please. And she flies back into the door, and it closes. And it's a lot longer than 1 moment. It's probably 5 minutes-ish.
weird vibes here.
I don't like rich people.
No.
And she opens the door up again, and she goes, okay, we have a couple minutes that we can spare to see. You said you had art?
Yes.
We could see your art, I guess. And she walks over to the wall, and she presses the wall's stones in a certain fashion that looks incredibly fast. And the gates open up slowly. And she goes, follow me. Don't touch anything, please.
Sick house.
Thank you. We've spent a lot of time curating the inside of the house, so please watch your step, wipe your feet. And she flies in through the door.
My favorite things to do.
And you walk into this nice black stone building of an unnamed stone. Could be marble, could be onyx, could be volcanic stone. We don't know. Because I didn't write
out
it.
of place fucking thing.
And the entire inside of it is bright white marble though. Like everything else was like black on the outside, but the inside's like bright white. There's like sculptures. There's music ringing through the halls almost magically. There's art decorating every square inch of everything you can see in the foyer. There's a giant chandelier made of shimmering stones hanging above you. She goes, wait here for a moment. I'll get the master. And she flies away to one of the balconies.
Kara grabs her sigil and just rubs her face a bit. Just give me strength.
People are weird. But
I
this art
agree.
is incredible.
Yes, and might as well look around a little bit while we're waiting.
Right.
She doesn't seem to be in a hurry to do anything.
Right. And I just start studying the paintings around there.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
With guidance if you want it.
A guidance is +4. A
Oh,
D4.
plus a d4.
I was gonna say it won't do much. I rolled a 4.
How familiar is Ronhog with other cultural art?
He is definitely explored a bit of it. Like in his time in the countryside, he's noticed like a lot of like different paintings. Always on the lookout for different artists when he can. So I feel like he's kind of getting a diversity feel for everyone.
I feel like you're used to seeing a lot of like country artists
Mhm.
and like city artists maybe aren't your thing.
Yeah.
But there's some that you've noticed and you're like, oh, I've seen some things like that. Like a lot of them have to do with like the the landscape around Riverrun. You can tell there's a lot of inspirations in it. But you stop at one that's definitely like more like tribal-esque in its painting, like it's abstract almost. There's like blotches that seem to resemble like spirit, and then blotches that seem to resemble like physical manifestations of land, and it's like really well arranged in a unique like foreground and background-esque picture. I don't know shit about art. I don't know. Something like that. Beautifully arranged, and it's also only in 3 different colors. And you're looking at that, and as you're looking at that, you hear a booming voice behind you and goes, "Ah, you like that one, huh?"
Yes.
You turn around to the top of the stairs. There is an incredibly well-dressed man walking down the large set of stairs towards you. He goes, "I actually acquired that in my youth, before the Cataclysm, if you can imagine.
Wow.
It's impressive to keep anything through that.
I found it in the sands of Faru."
I've never been, but I have seen a piece or two from there.
Impressive. Well, welcome. He reaches out and grasps your hand firmly. I feel like Ron Hrog usually has like very strong grasp on people. When you strongly grasp him, he strongly grasps back. There's no hesitation. There's no flinching. He does not move.
Nice grip.
Thank you. Would you believe my father gave it to me? And he chuckles. And he turns the car and he goes, "Ah, a woman of faith." And he bows deeply to you.
Thank you. Blessings upon you.
Upon me, I need no blessings. Trust me. Please bless someone else. And he chuckles. My name is Thoran Marklav. And what can I do for you fine folks?
Well, to be honest, I don't get a good look at artwork, and when I seen you were looking for some, I thought of an excuse to go and seek inspiration.
Inspiration? Well, are you an artist yourself?
He is really quite talented.
I hear you're quite talented. People are simply raving.
Yeah. I
Well, please. How about this? How about you take a walk around my pieces and take them in for a little bit, and then we can talk.
I would love that.
Amazing. I have some business to attend to in the parlor. Until then, my humble assistant will come help you. Gwyneth, and he flicks his hands, and the pixie comes flying back down and hangs out, and he goes, make sure they don't get lost, and show them the best pieces. When you're ready, I'll be in the kitchen, or the dining room, and he walks away to a room off to the side. A door closes, and Gwyneth looks at you, goes, "Okay, follow me," and just starts leading you guys through the artwork. And then I'm gonna take a moment.
Kara starts to develop some heartburn.
We'll flash back as you guys are wandering through, and we'll come back to you. Flashing back to Dale and the boys.
Dale and the boys.
Am I Dale and the boys?
You haven't done anything.
You are Dale and the boys.
Yeah, you've just kind of been standing there, so Dale didn't feel obligated to talk to you because you didn't say anything. So, but how are you choosing? I said that we would come back and see how you were choosing to help Dale. I know that the wagon's broken. There's also, it's not an abnormal amount of hay that you couldn't move yourselves if you had to. It would require some higher checks than I feel like you'd want it to, but you could definitely do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
try fixing
Go
the
beside the
wagon.
hay quest without the dude who can pick up a bale of hay one-handed.
I can pick up a bale of hay.
Yeah, I love it. Just bring all the.
So you're gonna try to fix the wagon.
Yeah.
Are you is Lick's mechanically inclined? Do we know? I think I know, but I want to see what you think.
I'd say in the party they're on the higher end.
How about you?
I think maybe. I think he has had to get thrifty before.
How about you roll a knowledge check? What would be knowledge mechanics? Like, what would that be? Like a knowledge?
I don't got a whole lot of knowledge.
It's not Arcana.
No, I think it's just a straight knowledge.
Yeah, roll me just like a straight. Like, what is knowledge? Wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
roll
it's
me a wisdom check, but with
Wait,
advantage.
wisdom with advantage?
Yeah.
Wisdom or intelligence?
I think you could get through fixing a broken axle with either one.
Yeah, either one. Choose, but you get advantage.
I think
way.
I have survival skills that I can utilize. Too.
Yeah, well, you get advantage either way.
Reasonable to me.
Jumanji roll.
Quit throwing your fancy dice on the ground.
That one's cocked too. I'm really good at rolling dice. Oh, thank God I had advantage. Thank God I had advantage.
Are they the same? I can't see them.
One's a 1, one's an 18.
Yeah.
19?
Yeah, so it looks like the axle that connected. I'm bad at mechanic stuff, so I'm just gonna say shit, and you guys can pretend it's right.
It's probably a solid axle.
Yeah,
There's no differential.
Yeah, what you said, and it's shattered, and you think maybe you could fix it with a good amount of time, the right tools, and the right things, which you think you can gather by performing certain checks around the farm and possibly asking the neighbors.
Cool.
If you want to fix it that way, you can. Otherwise, like I said, there is a other way that you guys can do it. I don't know if you guys want to help. Feel free. Eon, you haven't really done much. What are you doing?
Does Eon have a repair axle spell? That'd be real convenient.
They just have axe body spray spell.
Oh.
Yeah. You can start axe bombing our enemies.
Axle fixes, but yeah, all wizards are mechanics
Yeah,
now in
fine.
this. Like,
That'd
worry
be
about
sick. Wizard mechanic, the Adeptus
Well, if you have like
Mechanicus.
bending or something.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing though? Eon.
I do love the idea of super specific spells.
So if I help Lex,
They're useful. I'm just saying.
will it speed it up or?
So you can either choose to help them by just telling me how you help them, or you can give them general help by just providing the help action, which would make their rolls easier. But if you're choosing to make specific actions, then that's on you to make the rolls. Otherwise, you're giving them the help action to help them find the things they need.
I think helping them fix the wagon is better long term. Because if we help one day, that's one thing, but he's gonna need more help.
Carry a man's hay.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you giving them the help action, or are you looking for specific things to fix it? What are you doing?
I'm giving the help action because I am not knowledgeable.
And we'll do the same question with you, since or you can choose to do whatever you want to do. I was just trying to figure out how we're rolling this, literally.
Since I don't think I'd be very helpful in lifting anything or carrying anything, I do still have a soft spot for Dale. So seems like he lost his wife and child.
The Earnhardt Juniors are not doing well right now.
Yeah, so
oh yeah, Dale Earnhardt.
I'm gonna enter the Earnhardt Junior house and
That was a total joke. It's not actually that.
yeah.
So is he Dale Earnhardt Senior then?
He did lose Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And I'm gonna take care of what I can in there.
Going left.
Putting
That's how
a
he broke the axle.
No, yeah. So you're gonna go help in the household.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The household's kind of in disarray right now. It seems like it hasn't had a womanly touch in a lot of years, and hasn't been cleaned up in a lot of time. There's it's you guys have all seen single men living by themselves. Some of us have been single men living by themselves. It's not great. Now imagine that if there was somebody that helped you for a while, then there's not anymore. So
And you'd lost your whole family.
Yeah.
And you didn't really care anymore.
yeah. All right, so you're gonna help in the household. So I'm gonna have you make a what kind of check would fix a wagon? It's gonna be a series of. It's got to be a series of checks. So we're gonna say the first one is to identify the problems. Make me a perception check with advantage from being helped by Eon.
There's not just a fix the wagon check.
No, unfortunately, I mean, I suppose I could just make a fix the wagon check.
This is the very specific fix the wagon check.
dude.
Throwing my dice.
Chill out.
Keep your hands.
I'm really excited.
together.
Damn.
16?
Yeah, you can clearly identify that it is definitely the axle that's broken. I feel like Link's leans down, reels up your sleeves, looks underneath it, and you go, that's
Yep.
fucked up. And Eon goes, Eon like copies you like verbatim because you don't know what the fuck you do. You go,
I'm like a puppy.
yeah, that's fucked up. And you both agree that
Learns
it is, in fact,
new word.
fucked up.
It's like a bunch of dads like standing around the engine of a car, just looking like, yep.
We'll definitely use that word inappropriate later.
Where do you start on fixing the house up?
I guess I'd have to know what's wrong inside of it.
There's dishes in the sink. Basically, there's just messes in every room you can imagine, besides one that's untouched, pristine even.
I'm gonna not step foot in that room.
You do notice that the door is open, and you can see into that room, though, and it's definitely the room of a child.
I'm not touching anything in there. I'm gonna start with getting rid of everything that looks like it's not of use anymore. Everything that's broken needs to get out.
Yeah, there's a bunch of broken dishes in the kitchen. There's a couple broken beer bottles by the kids' room. There's
Is Dale a hoarder?
there's trash in
Dale's
places.
not okay.
It looks like all, and it looks like in their bed, in like his bed, on the other side of his bed where it looks like it would fit two people. There's a small like sack full of produce that's definitely overripe. That it looks like he kind of holds at night. Get rid of
You
that,
don't have
probably.
to go into this
That's
detail.
gotta go.
Yeah.
That's gotta go.
Yeah.
Poor Dale.
Oh, Dale is cuddling the rotten produce.
Is it sticky?
Oh no. It's gotta be.
Crunchy.
It's rotten.
And with that, we flash back over. And I feel like there's like monologue music going on, like hard at work, dude. No, hard at work. You guys know the song. And we flash back over,
Does Dale have a
and so you
banjo?
realize that the axle is broken. So you're like, okay, well, first of all, we gotta fix that. You're looking around the shed. Maybe a perception check to see if you can find something that can replace.
Maybe
the axle in the
investigation
shed.
or
Yeah, an
perception.
investigation.
Why are you making this harder for me?
Oh, just kidding. Perception.
No, it's investigation now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn it. Yeah, I don't
Makes
have
more
intelligence.
I'm sorry.
still
You
got
look
advantage.
smart.
I got a 10.
I feel like you find a couple things and you stick them in there and you go, that's not gonna work. Like you put a pitchfork in there, like that's wrong. Put a shovel in there, like that's stupid. You start to like put like something else in there, like that doesn't work.
It's just
But
a box.
eventually, you find like a nice iron pole that was left over from one of the fences, and you stick that in there, and it fits like perfectly.
Hell yeah.
And you high five Eon.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
flash back to you. The floors are just sticky and nasty, and there's like weird goop on them in random places of the house.
Oh.
Is there anywhere to get water?
Yeah, there's a well on the property.
I'm not touching any of that. I'm just gonna throw a couple buckets of water on it and then swoosh it around with wind with woodcraft. I'm not.
You guys just hear from the inside, like the water comes flying out. Hard work.
Way too much soap in the house. It's full of bubbles.
Flashback over to you guys. You guys are looking for some kind of part that could be made into a wheel. You assume that there might be a neighbor that could help you. Maybe they have an extra wheel. There's neighbors all around you. Make me a persuasion
Yeah, so should I
check.
persuade them?
A persuasion check to try to grab one of their wheels.
Please, bro, let me have a wheel. 21.
Yeah, they are heartfeltly moved by your story of helping Dale, the nice ass dude that lost his family,
Yeah.
and you come triumphantly home with a wheel. And as you coming down the driveway, holding the wheel over your head, you see Lim sitting out on the doorstep with like their hair tied up in the bonnet, just fucking exhausted. If there were cigarettes, you'd be smoking one. And you put the wheel on, and it's perfect, fits beautifully, and the wagon is complete, and the house is clean.
We
I
did
feel
it.
like Eon, who wasn't doing much, might have been, after the wagon's put together, just putting the hay in the wagon.
Yeah, Eon
yeah.
starts stacking the hay, and it's perfectly stacked. It's very well done. Give me a check, actually, to make sure that it's well done. Give me a
help you
strength
out.
check. With
How
a-
about no?
I'll
Yeah,
help you out.
okay, well, everyone else did check.
You know, it's great. It's great.
Am I being lied to, chat? Chat, is this a lie, chat?
Chat.
Is
I
it
think,
a lie?
I think you need to roll an insight check.
No.
It's not a one.
Yeah, it's a 4. It's not stacked well. It'll probably fall over if when he doesn't fix it. You fix
It's
it. Yeah.
in the wagon. That's
It's in the
about
way.
all we
You
can
did your
say.
best.
You did the hard part, which was
I feel
getting
like
it
I-
in the
I
wagon.
feel like you look at it-
Here's what happened: is they're wheels, right? Bales of hay, and so Eon has them all stacked. So the second you move forward, they're all roll out.
And I feel like at this point the farmer comes back and he goes, "Oh, wow, you're done already?" It's in this time it has been a couple hours, like a reasonable amount of time where you probably should have been done, but he's still surprised. He goes, you finished? You fixed my wagon? And you didn't rob me? Wow. Well, I guess dinner's on me then. Hey, would you mind bringing these to the market, stall 126? And he hands you a little card.
Sure.
He goes, thank you. Here, come back for dinner, and if you have any other companions, you can bring them as well.
Sounds good.
Seriously, thank you so much. He like stops and like shakes each of your hand individually. He goes, I knew there were still good people left in this world. And he opens the door and he walks in with a box full of produce. And closes it.
Puts the produce in a bag.
Just good old man.
Where's my wife? I'm kidding.
I think I would kill someone for Dale.
Yeah, probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High five.
Guys, take Clopsy and you yaw. Clopsy's the horse.
Old Clopsy.
And you yaw back into town with the wagon, and we'll flash back over to the boys in blue. I don't know. You're looking at art. What are you looking at? Tell me someone tell me what you're looking at.
There's a Van Gogh.
I have a sixth sense that we got a free meal tonight.
Gwyneth is explaining one of the painting in front of you, and she goes, you see, if you scratch it and then you sniff it, it smells like mangoes.
The snatch.
Is it? This is the new, scratch and sniff technology has never existed before. I don't know what it is. I'm like, holy shit.
Kara.
What?
Yeah, like Roderick is.
You
is
gotta
like
smell
going
this
crazy.
thing!
You're like down the
It's a
hallway,
painting.
like you're looking at something else. You're like, oh wow,
Smell this thing.
Crazy sentence.
I love how in character you always are.
Kara walks down there and what's going on?
Smell this.
you get a whiff of mangoes hitting you in the nostrils.
Wow.
Yeah, the painter actually used real mangoes in the ink.
That seems like they might rot eventually.
Well, yeah, but it's part of the. You just aren't getting art. Let's just move on. You start to move on.
Scratch and sniff, newest thing.
Ron's feeling very inspired.
And you're moving down the hallway, and she goes, so what brings you here to talk to the master?
I heard he had a good art collection, and I wanted to see it firsthand.
Okay, well, we're not a museum, honey, so...
Well...
Listen, he may be nice, but he pays my bills, so... What are you bringing him? Are you bringing him anything?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I got a few things to show him. I don't know. You look like you
I look like what?
You kind of know about art, I guess.
Okay.
Gwyneth, bless your heart.
Do you say that with malice? Like, is there like...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna see if she notices. She rolled a 2, bro. She does not know. She goes, thank you. This job is just so stressful and so hard, and he can be so demanding. You know what? You don't need to hear about that. Let's do one more lap, and then we'll go talk to him, okay?
Yep.
Sweet.
So you start walking through, and is there anything in particular that catches your eyes? You're walking through any art pieces, guys?
I want to see if they have anything that resembles like something like Goliath culture would paint.
Yeah, go for it. Or me a perception check without advantage.
15.
15. You don't notice anything directly. I feel like you might see some influences from like, so Goliath culture in the world is in the northeast.
Yep.
So there are some like human paintings from around there that have like influences of Goliath culture, and you get like really excited when you see them from a distance. But when you get up close, you're like, oh, it's a human that painted that. Like, there's definitely nothing in particular that is Goliath art anywhere made directly from a Goliath.
Right.
Yeah. Kara's just looking for scenes of the sea. Just
Yeah, there's quite a few
Fantastic.
scenes of the sea, specifically from the people of Labos. There's a lot of scenes of the sea. Labos is like a... Here, I'll just pull up the world map. It's like a...
I'm the map.
Labos is in the south. It's like south. It's in the middle. It's right there. It's right on the coast. It's right next to a bunch of seas. It's like the inlet of where a lot of ships come in. You're, for reference, Levi, you're from over here.
Okay.
So Labos is like over this way. You probably passed through there. There's a lot of Greek influences in that area if we're talking about real world stuff. So you've been getting a lot of island sea vibes from around that area. There is also some tribal artwork from over here, from Walswaki Katom. It's a real place, okay? What do you want from me?
Sounds like a great name for a water park.
So it's doing its fucking job, is what you're saying.
The walls fucking Katom, like fucking perfect.
Which
must
is,
go yellow.
the island nations that are directly east, west, northeast, east of where you were born, Levi, is the island nation of Walswaki Katom, and then the largest landmass that you hit probably when you came up was Labos. So you're familiar with these places and you're familiar with their artwork, and you can definitely tell the influences of both. You've definitely been around both of these places. Actually, one of the towns that you've been is directly next to it. Belenau. It's right there. So.
It's nice to see the ocean again. It's been a little while. Makes me a little homesick.
Yeah, you kind of are. You're not landlocked by any means, but you're near pretty much one of the largest sources of fresh water in Kalos right now. But it's not the sea. So, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you probably, when you're looking at let's say you're looking at a painting from Labos and you're like, oh wow, this is it's like an island in the distance and like a campfire on a beach and like a dolphin jumping, like a generic like Sara Lee painting almost or whatever, like the colorful ash shit, and it's just like, wow, very homesick feeling.
Bean.
You got something to say on the podcast?
No. Bean has no thoughts.
But yeah, that's where what you guys are seeing. And then, like I said, with you're not seeing anything from. You're probably seeing some paintings from like Einendale, which is like the closest to the mountains where you're from, Tom.
Got you.
Maybe a couple things from above Einendale, but there's no major cities up there besides that. So that's all you're seeing.
Right.
Some human paintings from around there.
It's a decent interpretation, I guess. But that's all it is.
I feel like when you say that, Gwyneth reels around and goes, "What do you mean interpretation?"
Well, this obviously is inspired by Goliath culture.
No, we paid a large amount. That is from a Goliath.
That is not Goliath techniques.
We paid a large amount for this piece. I think I would know. And she pats it.
Okay. And I take out my book, and I'm just like, I will show you the subtle differences between Goliath artwork
Kara
and
finds a
this.
seat. Kara finds a seat nearby.
And I flip through the paintings. I'm like, notice between here and here how big of a pencil he drew with? A Goliath cannot simply hold a pencil or paintbrush that small. Everything built uses a much larger brush stroke than what is used here. We do not get that intricate. Though we can pull intricate details, we do not use that technique.
She's looking at that and looking at the painting on the wall, looking at that, looking at the painting on the wall, and she goes, I think the master is ready for us to see him now.
Good.
and she leads you to the dining room, where there is a long table, not unfamiliar to the one that we are sitting on currently. And he sits on one end, and he's looking at a paper. And he's got a plate of food on it. He's holding a sandwich, and he goes, "These halflings will never fucking learn." And he just snaps it and closes it and sets it down. And he goes, "Ah! Are you ready to talk business with me?
Woo, I guess, jeez.
What did you think about my vast collection?"
Most of it was divine. I was just educating your pixie friend here on a couple pieces.
Turns to Gwyneth and he looks confused and he goes, "Educating? Do tell." Holt picks up a drink, sips it.
Where did you get your Goliath pieces that you have downstairs?
Oh, just south of Irondale from a notorious art dealer that trades exclusively with your kind.
And their name was...
Baron Barandodu.
Baran. Yes, yeah, cool. Those aren't real.
He looks taken aback and he goes, "What?"
Baran, yes, he notoriously steals the way Goliaths paint, and he does a fine interpretation, but he tries to sell him off as the real thing every time, and I'm sorry to say he got you on that one.
Well, that can't be. That was sourced by Gwyneth herself. She looks sheepishly in the corner.
Yeah, she has a good eye for some art, but you can't have an eye for every kind.
Kara is trying so hard to keep her face like straight.
Well,
now if I could interest you in some genuine Goliath artwork.
From a Goliath himself.
well, I'm starting to believe that I should not have given her that raise last year. So perhaps we can find something in the ballpark of... How much did I give her? Let's see. And he starts to run through numbers in his head.
It's coming straight out of her paycheck.
I think I have some extra money in my pocket to possibly offer for some traditional Goliath art. Let's see what you have. Let's see what he wears. He says, and he gestures to the table next to him.
Right.
Open seats.
I take a nice sit down and I'm like, here is just some of my work, and I just start flipping through pages of paintings and drawings. Some are sketches, some are complete, like, done, you know? You can obviously tell there's a different style from what he has downstairs, you know?
Yeah, I
I
feel
can
like...
imagine though the book's like just extra big. Like it looks normal to him, but like to
Oh, yeah, that
everyone
thing
else,
is
it's
massive.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
just a giant atlas.
Oh, yeah. My bookbinding alone is made of tree bark, so...
You can tell...
Just canvases.
Yeah, you can tell when you flip it open that he just, like, stops what he's doing and, like, stands up and just, like, looks at the art. And he's, like, running his hands across it. And at this point, when he's running his hands across it, you start to notice that there are, like, flecks in his hand. Like, that are miscolored and shimmer. He's just turning pages and he's looking at it. He goes, "Wow. I had no idea. I had no idea I was taken for such a fool."
It's easy to come by when a lot of people do not understand the artwork of the Goliath culture.
Wow. And he flips the page and I think he comes across one where it's a valley and then a mountain. And then it's I feel like it's from that dream I told you about where you had a dream like in like the first or second session where it's the mountain and the valley and a mother holding her child and then a shadow across them in the shape of a person. And he goes, "This one's very striking."
That's not for sale.
What about that one you did on our journey here? That one was very beautiful.
Ah, yes. I have others for sale, but...
I really like this one though, and he keeps his hand on the page.
I understand. But that one is not for sale.
Man of his word.
I'm sorry.
I'm
That
sure
is
you have
very-
similar ones. And he flips the page almost too aggressively. He keeps looking. And he gets the one that you drew on the way here. I forgot what it was, but I think it was something to do with... It was during one of the
It
adventures
was
we had.
yeah. It was in.
I think it was just the scenery. Like
It was
Yeah.
at the abandoned.
The shack, right?
Shack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he rolled a
he
nat
goes,
20 on it.
okay.
Yep.
Wait, but didn't I get that one? Because he
I
gave
did
one
give it.
to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
Yeah.
Storm. I still have plenty others.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah, I guess there could be one with like the scenery of the woods, or like maybe like the fort burning.
Yep.
Something similar to that. Like maybe he comes across the one of like the ashen remains of the fort, because you guys went back and you saw the ashen remains of the fort.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, now this looks familiar.
Ah, yes.
I've been here,
Yes.
but it didn't look like this. Is this some sick, twisted image in your head? Is he deranged? That would help with sales.
Twisted mind.
He's talking to you, Kara, when he says that.
He is very peculiar, but no, this is not the ravings of a madman.
Ah, too bad.
This is unfortunately all too real.
Yeah. Fort. What the hell was its name?
Brackhill.
Yeah. Fort. This was Fort Ratkill.
Brackhill.
Was.
Ratkill.
It's fine.
Ratkill.
Brackhill.
Fort Rat Burner.
He goes, what do you mean, was?
Well, you see, it's no longer there, so to speak.
So to speak is not. That's not how you use that. That's only if it's not literally
Oh,
true.
right. It is burned to the ground, quite literally.
And he looks like shocked and almost pale. It's the palest you've seen it. This man's skin is incredibly dark, by the way. And he looks very pale in this moment. He goes, whoa, I see. I actually had friends that worked there.
John Stewman.
It's hard to use John's team.
Not John Steuben, no. Just a... Well, he was young when I met him, but a dwarf soldier, the Dawn Spire.
The captain. He
He made it to captain?
I believe so. It's his brother, the one who runs
Oh,
the
yeah, his
Convergence.
brother. That's how we met. He came to the tavern. I was selling art. Did you meet him?
We did for a very short time.
Very briefly.
Magnificent man. Just best company. Hearty laugh. Swore he would never die. Funniest dude I ever met.
Same.
Turning himself into a pickle.
Crazy.
That's
I wish we could have known
That's-
him better.
nuts, you know.
Sorry. That was said turn himself into a pickle and I can't stop. Funniest shit I ever saw. Anyway,
I wish we could have known him better then.
what do you mean?
Everyone in the fort perished. There was an attack, and the entire garrison was lost.
He like stands up from looking at the art and he goes, that can't be, why haven't I heard? It's not in the news. And he holds up his newspaper that says Riverrun Times, the only news source of Riverrun.
Well, you are the third person to hear of it.
Are you Dawnspire?
Yes.
I never liked you a lot. But here's what I'll do. Let me see the book one more time. And he grabs the book, flips through it a couple times. He goes, okay, this one, that one, and this one. And he definitely pulls out the fort and then a picture of some trees, and then not the valley shadow one, but something similar where it's at least a mountain.
Yes.
And he goes, for all of them, I'll give you 200 gold. That is a mighty fine deal. If you want to roll checks, you can also roll checks on those too.
Right. I accept. It's a fair price for my art. I don't generally sell a lot of it, but to get some actual Goliath pieces in your collection and you take down the other ones.
Oh, they're gone.
Good.
They're going home with Gwyneth. She can have them for dinner.
Yeah.
Gwyneth! And Gwyneth comes flying in and he goes, take down that filth and put our new pieces into place.
Oh. And I would like that piece that I saw when I came in.
Which one?
The one that you... the one that you saved before the calamity.
Wait, which piece is it?
It's the one from the sands.
The abstract
Yeah.
one from...
Now that is a treasure for me. Just like you wouldn't give up your treasure, why would I give up mine? Perhaps a trade. One treasure for another. And the start of a beautiful friendship. A beautiful,
Car's just looking
prosperous
back and forth.
friendship.
Can I make a history check on that artwork?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
11. 14.
You can definitely tell that it is Parisian artwork from Faru. Faru is in the Wishing Waste. It's the capital of the Wishing Waste. It is very notable that it is from there because not a lot of artwork comes out of there. To get artwork out of there, you either have to make it yourself, find it lost in the sands, or buy it from someone from there. And after taking a moment to realize that, you also realize that this man is a Dao, which is a descendant of Jinn. So he is from Faru. You can understand that after realizing where the artwork is from.
Right.
So this is very personal artwork to him, perhaps something that he himself did or something that someone from his culture did for him. So very similar to your artwork.
Got you. Wow, that's a heavy decision.
Would you mind if we took just a few moments?
Yeah, take all the time you want. The only thing I have going on today is, well, I guess mourning my dead friend.
It's true. Might be good for you to pay a visit to his brother.
Oh, I do. Frequently.
Hey, yo.
Oh? Everyone knows the confluence.
It was
That's where I, and
busy.
forgive me for saying this, get my rocks off. And it's funny because he's a rock djinn. That's the context.
Gin on the rocks.
Gin on the rocks. Yeah, but take your time. Flashback to you guys. You guys are in town. Dropping off all. You just threw off the last hay bale into the stall. It's getting close to quitting time. The sun's starting to go down. I would say that noticeably, Lim did not throw any of the hay out. Has not done anything in there. Just been chilling.
I truthfully didn't expect Lim to take care of any of the hay.
Does Lim fly back and forth with the group?
Probably talking, yeah.
I think like she's like directing us like where to put things down.
Very leader
He's
role.
over there.
Leader role mentality.
And what if we did this one like vertical? I want to put an eyeball and overalls on one of these for some reason.
Jan does not notice that they haven't helped and just thinks they're helping.
But yeah, you definitely get all the hay unloaded,
Hell yeah, brother.
and you're looking around. You're like, we haven't seen our friends in a minute.
I feel like our situation has taken significantly less in-world time.
I feel like it's about the same. I mean, you looked at art for a couple. I mean, when you go to a museum, you look at art for a couple hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had a mansion just full
Yeah.
of artwork.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So I feel like let's just wrap it up by saying you guys come walking up to, and you see them in the market stalls, and I'm gonna let you tell me if you made that sale or not.
Well, I don't know how much your painting means to you, but his obviously seems to mean a lot to him, and he is, as much as neither of us like rich folk, it can be good to have those connections. But it is entirely your decision, my friend.
But you tell me if you sold it when you walk up.
Mm-hmm. What's in your hand?
What's in your hand?
What's in your hands?
What's in your hand? What's in your hands?
What's in your hands, Tom? What's in your hands?
Allstate, are you in good hands?
Take a moment to talk about our sponsor, Allstate.
REE, that spells free.
It's still the picture I had. I cannot part with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like you walk up and you close your book and you meet your friends and you guys exchange words. But I want to end this session. I want to end this session by you walking out, like so we're flashing back to like imagine like a big bay window and him standing in the bay window holding his own painting, watching you walk away. And then he turns it over and there's a map on the back. And that's where it ends.
Dang.
Bah. Whatever.
Damn.
Voiced by Chris Pratt. ValorBound is a Lost Cause Media production.
Lost Cause Media.